All right. Anything else anybody else would like to do?
Sleep.
I would like metagame reminder. You have the pipe on you. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm sleeping first. God, Ryan.
Okay, sure. Oh,
And
yeah,
then
okay.
when I'm
Understandable.
eventually done sleeping, I'm gonna investigate the pipe and see
Sure.
if it's like magic or something.
Does
Oh,
Aether come
wait.
back?
Yeah, I come back. I was gonna ask about those scrolls.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah,
asking her.
I have them. Would you like to see them? And I'll pull them out and I'll give them to her.
All right.
I really understand this magic mumbo jumbo stuff. That's not really my. But this seems right up your alley, so.
Everyone's got their thing.
All right.
While you're reading those, I'm gonna go get some wine so we can celebrate. Wouldn't that be fun? And then I'm gonna just leave without even her responding yes or no. I'm just gonna go get some wine from the bar.
Very nice. So, the scrolls. Do you cast Identify, or do you just want to read them?
Let me see if I have Identify even prepared today. Oh wait, we took a long rest, so I could have it prepared if I wanted to. I will do that.
Okay.
Prepare that.
It is Infernal Calling, Magic Circle, and Hold Person.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Cool. Circle and hold person. Fantastic. Neat.
There you go.
Let me switch my spells that are prepared. There we go.
All right. Those are those. Anything else anybody would like to do?
I think I'm just chilling out with, I guess, where Nyx went, but I'm not really gonna get anything to drink at 10.
I was gonna get the wine and bring it back to the room so that you didn't have to like study scrolls out in the open.
Okay.
That'll just be included in the price. I kind of upped the price on the stay anyway, so that's just.
Ah. Tell me about my magic flute.
Oh, okay. Do you cast Identify on it, or are you just looking at it?
Yeah, I guess after I wake up 8 hours later.
Sure. So
When
8 hours
when
later.
I get a spell slot back, then I will cast Identify on it.
Sure. So we'll wait for the others to be done, whatever they're doing.
Nice.
I don't think I have anything else I was gonna do.
Okay, just you guys.
Oh wait, no, I want to talk to Aether. Aether.
Yes.
So you're like. So you do a lot of stuff with like metal, and you like make stuff.
Yeah.
Like, can you make anything?
I suppose with the right materials and enough time.
Because I had this idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have always like I like my swords, but I'm a very like kind of person.
Right.
So I've always wanted to have like claws on my wrists that pop out, and I can like.
That definitely sounds like it's up your alley.
So like, can you make something like that?
I suppose I could. I mean, not right now and not tomorrow because I'm working on something right now, but eventually, I think so.
Okay.
To clarify how these would work, by the way you're describing, they would be like bracers that have blades on them. They would be obvious if, like, you're not hiding from anyone unless you're wearing really long sleeves. But like under investigation, they would be found. Just a clarification. But yeah.
Let's go talk about Wolverine
that
claws.
would be kind of cool. You don't really do like enchantments though, do you?
Do I?
You do, not exclusively though. Enchantments are usually used to supplement your designs. They'll like power the rest of the thing, or like make it otherwise more durable than it should be.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
So not really.
Okay. Because, like, I would love to have the cloth thingies, but at the same time, wouldn't it be even cooler if, like, you know how I can, like, change shapes and stuff? Like, if I was getting all angry and raging like I do, and they just pop out of my wrists, and I'm like, "Argh," you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I
I'm
always
not
have a
sure
weapon
how
to
it
defend
would be.
myself. You know what? I wonder if that Celia lady can help us. We should go and talk to her again. I think we should steal the necklace.
Oh.
Or maybe we can ask for it nicely first, and then maybe we can steal it.
That sounds like a better option.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. I don't know. Wait, is your hair made of metal? Can you braid it?
It's not that it's made of metal. It's just a little kind of. I mean, I can braid it. It's in a braid right now.
Oh, it is? I thought it was just loose and waving behind
It's
you.
kind of like in like a really thick, like twisty type thing. That's like kind of almost like a braid, but it's like really there's a lot. Like from the front, it's like so pulled out. It kind of looks like she has short hair from the front, like the way it's like kind of pulled out. But it's like
Hair feels like normal hair, kind of looks like normal hair, behaves like metal.
it's like ashy brown and it's like sparkly silver
That's
and
dope.
light.
I can't braid my hair.
Is it
It's
because
too
it's short?
short.
Yeah.
I can try though. No. No.
It doesn't
Can
make
actively grow out hair in any form she wants.
it's true.
You know, it's just kind of easier to have it this way because that way when you're fighting someone, they can't pull on it. And, like,
That makes sense.
you never have to worry about split ends.
That's right. I don't really think about it too much. I normally just pull it back so it doesn't get caught in things. I usually pull it back with things like this and I pull out like a screw. I stick it back in and it like clicks in like a magnet.
Oh, because the metal. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Comes in handy too.
That's cool. I wish I could stick stuff in my hair.
I mean, you could always.
She starts like checking her hair for things. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Right.
All right. Do we want to call that a long rest?
Sure.
All right. You guys take a long rest.
You're stuck with Nick's just making really weird conversation.
You wake up in 8 hours at approximately dawn or dusk. Sorry.
Sweet. Let me make sure my spells are.
I mean, it's like 6 o'clock. You know, you've got a couple hours before sunset. It should be mentioned, by the way. You're not really in the area, but the Scale District is on the border of Cardinfall. So, like, there's a point where you can actually see sunlight stretch in from the side.
Ooh.
But it's usually in the morning, so like it shines through for a little bit. So like there is kind of an increase in light at a certain time of the day, and it does decrease at night. But overall, it's still dimmer than it normally would be.
Ryan, what was so with my totem thing, I picked a bear, but I wanted the symbol to be a different animal. It was the
A bay cat.
A bay
Bay
cat.
cat.
Have you guys ever seen those things?
I feel like I have from the
Oh
name.
my gosh, they're
Toss
so
it in the
weird.
dick stored. In any case,
I'm gonna send
Quipper wakes up. Would you like to investigate?
Well, yeah. I would.
All right. Do you cast Identify on it?
If I have to, yeah.
All right, you do. You can look up Pipes of the Rat King in D&D Beyond.
Ooh.
You should know that D&D Beyond was being a real bitch today, and I was not able to put in the corrective version of the spell that is attached to this. because it was being annoying, but it does have the spell attached.
I've decided that I want my locking command phrase to be "Hold still, lazy boys."
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Imagine him trying to climb with that now. Hold still, lazy boy. Hold still, lazy boy. Hold still, lazy boy. Come on. It's a little bit of a
I
mouthful.
sent an image of a bay cat in our Discord chat. So if you want to
What's this
observe
thing?
what they look like, they're magnificent.
Her actual spirit animal. Oh, you put a link to one.
It's
Why
it's like how you can share them, but like it'll just show you the pic.
It's like if a red panda and a cat were both in the same room and very confused.
And a puma.
And that's Nyx.
And that's next.
So I imagine she has like a little necklace or something. It's like
Mhm.
looks like the head of a bay cat.
A Witcher necklace.
Sure, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
I've only watched Witcher, I haven't played it, so my memory of it is very slim.
In any case, very nice. Any other things about the level up I should know or preparations you needed to make?
The only thing I'm not resistant to is psychic damage.
I am aware.
Also, I don't know if you remember this, I have advantage on dex saves when it's effects that I can see.
Okay.
So like traps, spells, like if someone's hitting me and they're like that I can see them, then I get advantage on those dex saves.
Right.
But that was already a thing. I just forgot about that myself, so. That's the only thing for me. Oh wait, no, I got something else too. I can now do speak with animals and beast sense. So that's cool.
You can talk to her cat.
Oh my god. I can be like, oh my god, look, cat, meow, you know? Although, she also said that the cat could talk to us if she wanted to. So even if I try to talk to her as a cat, she might not want to talk to me.
Just like hold her, like talk to me.
Talk to me! Give me attention!
What does Beast Sense do?
You can touch a willing beast. For the duration of the spell, you can use your action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears, and continue to do so until you use your action to return to your normal senses. I guess I need to get a pet.
I mean,
Until there's an AoE damage spell.
Got him!
brutal.
I need like my own sprinkles. Like I need a ferret that can hide in my clothes.
Oh, sprinkles.
Oh my gosh, curl up in my moldy pouch. I need like a ferret that is like as gross as Nyx is, so that it would like that.
I need y'all to know that your barbarian should not have a pet because the barbarian attracts all the damage.
I mean, somebody else can hold it. Like Quipper can hold it while we're battling.
Just so you're aware. All right.
Yes, but I don't know if we're really like that now.
What are you guys doing?
If it's night, do we want to go talk to Celia?
Sure.
We want to go talk to Celia.
I mean, she's probably going to say the same thing about, you know, the little mission.
Maybe we can get some advice as to how we can handle the situation. I mean, she knows this person better than we do. She might prefer us to steal it. I don't know what she would like, but if we can be like, we would like to have a conversation first, maybe we can bring up certain points. You know, like a bullet point list of things.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would love to go back.
Not against it.
Clipper?
Especially if we're just stopping by. We don't have to stay there very long.
I guess I did make us fight a rat king. I guess I can't really be that reserved about talking to a creepy old lady in an alleyway.
We've talked to her before too, and she didn't attack us or anything. So
That doesn't make her any less creepy or old or
Maybe.
in an alleyway.
well, creepy isn't necessarily bad.
I never said
Maybe-
creepy was bad. I just said creepy was creepy. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe what we can do is go talk to Celia for a bit, just to get a little bit of background info. That way we know more about the situation. And then we can come back and maybe Clipper can do another little show if he wants.
Do like
Would
doing,
that make you feel better?
do like doing little shows. I don't know if they particularly make me feel better or not about visiting old creepy ladies in alleyways, but I suppose they make me feel good in general.
Perfect. And I promise that along the way, I will not try to sell illegal substances. For tonight.
For tonight.
I gotta say, it makes it feel better if you just don't mention it at all.
I'm just trying to compromise.
You can sell the drugs. Just don't offer them to me, that's all. That's all I got. That's all I gotta say about that one.
Let's go
Let us go on a journey.
to
Sure.
the wagon.
Brian said, yeah. That
She's
one.
not, should we do the bone thing so that she can find us, or do you think she's in the same spot?
I guess we can find out.
Sorry, I'm making an. I thought of an edit to a magic item I want to do really quick before I forget.
She's a maniac, maniac, for sure.
Is that Nyx's theme song?
Probably.
My Aether playlist just keeps getting longer and longer every week.
All right.
I feel like if Nyx had a playlist, like it would be that song in TV static.
All right. So you start moving through the streets, and eventually you do find the cart in the same place that it was before.
I guess this is her permanent spot.
What if she like knew we were coming, and so she was like, "Oh, I will go back to my spot." She seems like a smart lady. Like,
It's very possible.
I want to go and I want to knock on the door.
Me
All right.
too.
You knock on the door. As soon as you raise your hand to open it, you knock, and your hand just goes through because the door opens on its own.
Wow.
That was really cool. Did you see that?
And you can walk in.
I love the music
All right.
so much.
You walk into this dark room with all of the cages and the jars of eyeballs and small creatures. A giant tarantula in a jar that's scraping at the glass in your direction. The scarred black cat sitting at the top of the drawers, looking at you and then it turns away, looking away. And then the rocking of a wooden chair to your left as you walk in.
Hello.
Hello. Good to see you all again.
We're so happy we're in the same spot. We were worried you moved.
Yes, and until I'm called elsewhere, this is where I'll be.
That's good to know. Is there a reason that you like to keep it so dark in here?
Oh, the light is bad for my eyes.
What's supposed to be dark?
Very sensitive to these things.
That's fair. Oh, this is scary.
I'm kidding.
Well,
I don't like
we
this.
just wanted to stop by because we finished what we needed to do. So now we were considering the task you presented us, but we wanted to get a little bit more info, maybe ask a few questions before we went forward.
Of course, of course. What would you like?
You know, information about the person that we're taking this thing from, maybe information about, I don't know, more of the thing itself. I think we just said it was a medallion, right? There wasn't any other info about it.
It is, in fact, a medallion. It will stand out. It is something of in my style.
Do you think that is this something he would be wearing, or is this something he sort of would keep somewhere safe?
Oh,
Like
he
a
would
trophy.
never take it off.
Now, our hope is to at first confront him and have a discussion in which we attempt to get the medallion back. Do you have any suggestions on how to be most persuasive?
Without
I
going straight
see.
to things like blackmail.
I do apologize, but he does know that that amulet is the source of all that he holds dear. So I imagine it difficult to see him giving it away. However, if it does help, my cat, or I apologize, she is not mine, has seen that he's rather unfaithful, per se. So, while it may not be enough to particularly sway his decision to get it off or not, might be worth considering.
Well, that's
Okay,
definitely good. Not a good character trait for that one.
but very useful for us. Especially since you have a shapeshifter in the group.
Didn't think about
Do
that.
you know what his type is? Like, is he like a blonde kind of guy, or is he like into brunettes? You know?
Um, she reaches out her hand, and the cat circles around and jumps onto her hand with her long claws, and the cat goes up and whispers into her ear for a second. Aether, you would notice the sounds are not that of a cat or some sort of animalistic noises. They are straight up noises that you would expect to come out of a human's mouth, but they're in a language that I don't think you know.
Yeah, I know.
What language is it?
Celestial, Dwarvish, and Gnomish-ish. I can't speak today.
Okay. What languages do you know?
Common, Sylvan, Thieves' Cant, Undercommon, and Vidalcan.
So you don't notice, but it is Sylvan.
Oh,
Ooh,
can
a
I
little
can I
crazy.
can I attempt to like listen in to what the cat
Yeah,
is
make a
saying?
perception check.
Okay.
I'm just
I
like
wanna
staring at
know
the
what
cat
this
like
cat
it's so cute.
Come on, come on, come on. Oh shoot. Hold on. Okay, 18.
Ooh.
You hear a few things. It is whispering, so you don't get a lot of it, but they do mention blonde hair and shorter.
Shorter blonde hair. Okay.
Yeah, and then she immediately repeats the information back. She says that he tends to prefer shorter blonde hair, does not have one frequented mate.
Okay.
So would you say that he's normally at his house at night, or does he, go around?
Normally at his house at night, but sometimes he must go on business meetings.
All right.
I feel like it would be easiest to catch him while he's on a business meeting.
Or en route.
Perhaps?
I don't expect that he has these affairs at his own house.
That would be correct. Apparently he does, however, frequent the Blushing Tankard.
Does
Alright,
that
I
sound
guess
familiar at all to me?
Not really.
Okay.
Make sure you have the music on for this one, Matt. I like this one a lot.
Very promiscuous.
Very
Indeed,
quiet
but
song compared to the other one.
it's true. Not this particular song, just the soundtrack. Is there anything else I can help with? And am I to understand that you're taking the task?
I'm very confident in my abilities to deceive and persuade. Although, if things go south, do I have your permission to disguise myself as you?
How you do it means nothing to me.
Okay, cool.
It does seem like he's wronged a few people, so I think I'm okay with
Unfaithful.
doing it.
I do need a straight answer from you. Are you taking the task?
We should probably consult Quipper about this.
Is Clipper with us?
I assumed I was just sitting right next to you guys the whole time.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Clipper,
wasn't sure if you walked in or not.
Just like kind of looking around the room, not paying attention or retaining any information. My dad wanted to talk to me for a minute, so I
I'm
just
gonna
vanished.
poke Quipper.
Huh? Oh, yeah, killing guys, sneaking in their house, taking their stuff. Sounds like another day in the life of the Clipper guy. Yes.
well, the plan is that this man is unfaithful.
Whoa. Oh.
I know.
I
right?
also don't believe in any gods, but that's just me.
So the goal is to seduce him and get him to take off the medallion that way.
Sounds like you
It
guys
should-
got this one.
Be noted, he will not take off his medallion for that.
I think I could get it off.
That's awesome. That's really funny. What a creep. Man, what a weirdo.
I think I could figure something out.
I mean,
But
that's
this
just
is the goal. He frequents the Blushing Tinker,
creepy.
so that's probably where we might be able to find him.
Is he like a veteran or anything? He didn't like fight wars.
No,
He a tough
he's
guy?
a mayor.
Just kind of like a little
No,
kind of
used to work in the flesh fields. He was a nobody until I made him more.
the flash fields. So like manual labor.
Correct.
So he's probably a little burly.
He isn't weak.
Mm.
Well, I'm not weak either.
Scale of 1 to
So-
10. What kind of chances? I just pointed. I can't remember Lizzie's character's name for the life of me.
Nyx.
Nyx. I point at Nyx and I'm like, what do you think her odds are in like a 1v1? Like you think
I'm
she could
pretty
probably
strong.
take him?
I think she could take him.
Alright.
Back in his youth, he was a little bit tougher, but he's gotten soft.
That's all I needed to know. I could just put him to sleep.
That's true. We could
I
avoid
think that
some
can be a good backup.
controversy.
Yeah, but I might put you to sleep too. I can't really
Oh, well,
control who I put to sleep. I kind of just go, ooh, and anybody there just kind of goes, you know, it's just.
I'm thinking
It's the
that our
magic.
first backup plan is I turn into Miss Soot here, and the second backup plan is sleep, because you can always just wake me up.
That's true. I could. That's a good point. Actually, I could just wake you up.
I think we need to make sure that it's not in some big crowded place, you know, because he is the mayor and we just got out of our sentences and we don't really want to go back, especially with controversy or people that might try
Well-
to defend him.
That's fair. One of the good things is that if I turn into somebody, I don't ever have to turn into that person again, and I can never get caught.
Not all of us can do that.
Yeah, I mean, but as long as you guys keep
I
a
could
really
kind
low
of do
profile.
it. I mean, I can't really keep it
I
up
don't
very
enjoy
long.
that.
Maybe we can disguise you? Do you, Miss Soot, do you have anything that could help us disguise our friend here?
I'm very shiny.
I can make your face
What?
really dirty.
At the moment, she reaches through. There's on a coat hanger. There's a leather cloak, and she goes at it. And as soon as she goes to touch it, you see a mouth full of teeth form inside of it and bite at her. Perhaps not. I'm afraid I don't have anything that could obscure you at the moment. However, if you would like for me to make something, this could be done.
I think I'm okay. I guess just gotta be careful of where we go.
We can always wrap your hair up so you're less shiny, and maybe, like Clipper said, put a little dirt on your face.
I think it's less that and more of this, you know, really shiny armor.
Yeah. Straight up made out of hardened glass.
Mm,
Figure something out, I guess. We've
Figure
gotten
it
this
out.
far.
Ooh, wait, I need to get different clothes, because right now I'm wearing jeans. That's not very seductive.
Honestly, all of you could do with a better change of clothes. Except for Aether, who I don't think was ever... Were you ever... No, your armor was damaged, wasn't it?
Yeah. I tried fixing it up enough to where it didn't, like, hurt me anymore, but it still looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm wearing one of those jackets.
Yeah, actually, Quipper's fine.
Oh yeah, you got the...
I got this clothes from the dye gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But he's
I
wearing the
want-
jackets, you are not.
I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
get like
I should take the
like a
mending
nice
cantrip
dress or something.
just to fix my clothes.
All right. Well, I think we have a pretty good plan.
Are we looking to do
But I
this
have not
tonight?
received an
Oh.
answer.
Are you guys cool with this?
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our answer is yes. We will help you.
In that case, have it done by the next moon, and
Oh,
all
boy.
will be good. And you see as she does that, just all the candles inside of the room blow out with this because of a senseless wind. And then
Next moon. That's a very soon deadline.
and then she
Not a whole lot.
that's to say a month. She snaps her fingers and all of the candles light back up. Very nice. In that case, I owe you this. And she flips the coin to Nyx, who was the one that accepted the deal.
Thank you. I'm gonna look at the cat. I'm gonna say thank you in Sylvan.
The cat does not respond.
Darn it.
Make an
One
assumption.
day, you will talk to me.
Hold up. I am looking through. Okay. Coin of four sides. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep the effects. However, I want you guys to just know when you flip this coin, the effects are... Many of them could be good, could be negative, but in any case, the could be good, could be negative, but in any case, the effects are permanent.
Spooky.
So it's a perfectly valid decision to never flip it at all. But you could also benefit greatly if you do.
Coolio.
All right, so we have a while then.
If any of you were to take time to cast Identify on it, then I'll send it to you. But in the meantime, I'm not going to bother.
Okay. I can cast Identify on it at some point.
Why don't we take the night, the rest of the night, for you to cast Identify, figure out how the coin works if you'd like. You can work more on what you need to work on. Quipper, if you want to do your little show. I can work on getting like a nice dress tomorrow.
By the way, are you going to ask about the blades?
Should I do that today?
I mean, I
Oh.
suppose you don't have to, but we're right here.
Yeah, that's fair. That way we don't have to come back and bother her once more until we have her job done.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Soot,
Yes.
was wondering. I was hoping to have a sort of enchantment done. And so I like to claw things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to shapeshift. But I want to be able to have some sort of blades come out of my wrists or my hands or something to act as my weapon.
Huh? So would you like them to come out of your nails, like long claws? Or out of your hand? Or your wrist?
Probably not like claws. I want it to be more like wrist or like hand.
I think we could do that. Personally, advise the wrist. But we could do either. They would both have approximately the same effect. This is certainly something I could do for you. Absolutely. This, I believe,
I feel like
could
this
be done.
song is from something. Sorry. I don't know why I just did that.
Maybe, I don't know. So it's supposed to be unlicensed.
I've certainly... I've absolutely heard this before, I just don't know where.
Okay. I think this would run you 75 gold.
I don't have that money now, but maybe I could have that. Something to save up for sure.
Thing to save up for, indeed. What else can I get you?
Oh, if we were able to supply some of the materials, would it be cheaper?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it would. The supplies I would need is the bones of some kind of magical creature. Personally, I prefer Tarask bone, partially because it's rather numerous in this location.
Wait, Aether, don't you have some of that? Didn't you get stabbed with a bunch of it?
Eh?
I did.
Oh.
I made the crossbow out of it.
Thought you said quick.
Oh,
I
then
don't
does
know if that
anyone...
exists anymore, though. I think it.
It can be if you would like it to. Because you got 3, you only turned one of them into a crossbow. I don't know why I remember how many times you were shot, but there we go.
A DM always remembers how often he hurts his players.
I mean, I can make one of these anytime. I don't exactly need it anymore.
Oh, can't
Do you give her all of them?
What do you mean, all of them?
There were 3 spines. Do you give back all of them, or just the one, or?
2.
Okay, 2 of them. This will do nicely. I'll have to make it a little less brittle, but this can be done. Next, I will need 10 gold for the services. Something of a discount, because I do like you. And the blood of a cursed creature.
Curse? Like, specifically, like, has a magical curse on them, or?
There are other things that are cursed. Some that are horribly afflicted with some of the drugs in the world. Ones who have seek to go too far in their arcane depths. There are many kinds.
I know quite a few people who have been under the influence of drugs very heavily, which is very sad, and I don't want to take advantage of them. Maybe.
Very specific drugs.
Oh?
Not all of them, just some of the worst ones.
Oh wait,
What if I just tell Nyx to go fuck herself? Does that count as her being cursed?
I am afraid not. It's a little bit more powerful than that.
I want to pull out the eye of the Nothic. So I think this is a Cyclops eye, but I really don't know anything about it.
Incorrect. And she reaches her long clawed fingers out and she wraps it around the stalk and lifts it up. This is the eye of a Nothic. This is a creature that was once a man, a wizard, a mage, a sorcerer, perhaps even a warlock. They went too far in their studies of depths and ancient secrets, and eventually they found one that their mind or body could simply not bear, and they became cursed beasts, forever learning everybody else's secrets, a punishment for the secrets that they looked into.
That guy,
This blood
April?
would work, but I'm afraid the eye is not enough.
Oh,
You know, these things, their eyes are rather special. You can make wonderful things out of this. I imagine you could pry the truth from somebody's lips, or poison them.
do you mind if I hold on to that then?
Absolutely.
Well, I would really like these, so I guess we'll have to get back to you with the blood.
Please do. Otherwise, you can just return to me with 40 gold.
Okay. So nice. I'm so glad we met you. This was a great idea, you guys.
It was a pleasure. Please come back soon. I am excited to tell your fortunes. All right.
Walking back to the inn.
Mhm.
I guess, yeah.
Yep.
You guys, that was amazing. I don't know about you, but I had a great time.
She's not that bad, I guess.
Interesting.
She was delightful. That's yeah.
All right. I'm going to turn off the music.
I love the music so
Anthony said the
much.
background music is very good.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Oh.
I like Soot's music quite a lot. I made that.
Is it too
That
loud,
was really good.
Anthony? Is it loud or is it a good volume? Because I can turn it down if you want me to. I mean, he turned it off now, but was it good? Anyway, we don't need to wait for him to type a message.
So, what was our plan? We're staying here?
Well, we can stay here, and if Clipper wants to perform a show,
I mean, it's possible. Something I'm capable of doing.
oh my gosh, I can like go in the crowd and I can pretend to be like your biggest fan, and like I can really hype you up for everybody else.
I can do some effects like I did last time.
I suppose these are all things that people could do. That's entirely possible.
Well, if you don't want us to do them,
I'm not gonna say no. I'm just saying you don't have to. But
Is he saying that out of like, oh, you don't have to, it's okay, or more like, you don't have to. I'm a talented enough performer, and I don't need help from anybody.
I guess those are two ways of looking at it.
it's more like I mean, you don't have to do that. It's fine. I can try.
None of that was.
That seems like very in the middle of the two options I presented.
Maybe that's the point. They'll never find out my secrets.
Well, either way, I'm not opposed to staying, but I can't exactly finish the project I'm working on here.
Well, I mean, if you got stuff you gotta do, you can go do it. It's fine.
It doesn't have to be tonight, but if we left in the morning, that would be very nice.
Where do you have to go?
Well, it's been a while since I was back home, so.
Where do you live? Are you nearby?
Is it nearby, Ryan? I forget.
It is in a different district. Granted, the adjacent district.
Okay.
So it's a trip, but certainly doable.
Less than a month?
Oh yeah, like half a day.
Of
Using the
course.
transit, it would cost you like a couple, probably 5 copper to make the travel, and you'll be in the district.
My house is in Gearhold. Well, I guess my house and my shop, it's kind of the same thing.
You got
Oh my God.
you got a whole shop.
Well, I don't know how much is left in it, considering I was in the prison.
Oh yeah, because of tax fraud.
That'll get
It
you.
wasn't tax fraud, but alright.
That's what you told us, right? Tax
Well-
fraud, tax evasion.
It wasn't. Okay, never mind.
I mean, you keep saying it wasn't tax fraud, but it was not tax fraud. Then what else is it?
I wasn't purposely evading my taxes or trying to deceive anyone.
I mean, I wasn't trying to get caught selling drugs. That's not the same thing.
That's not the same thing. She wasn't trying to commit the crime. You weren't trying to be prosecuted for committing a crime. It's a little different there. I don't know. Got a little quippy here. Wrong place, wrong time. What more can I say?
All right. So, what are you all doing? Are you going to Gearhold?
Are we
It
putting
is
on
like
first?
it's like 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to rest first. If Clipper wants to do a show, we can like help him do his show.
Oh,
Hype him
yeah.
up.
What the heck
Talk
is
to the lady at the bar first. Make sure it's okay.
What's that
Yeah.
flute called, Ryan?
What was that?
What was the flute called? I forgot.
The pipes of the Rat King.
Good enough. There's so many pipes. Why are there so many pipes, Ryan? What are you doing?
Is there only one pipe? There should be only one pipe of the Rat King.
Pipes of the haunting, pipes of the sewers, pipes of
Only one of those is mine.
Rat King. Oh, really? I don't know. They're showing up.
Pipes of the Rat King. The rest are like actual magic items that exist,
Nice.
made by actual professionals.
Oops.
This one is similar to the Pipes of the Sewers, but better. Because I thought Pipes of the Sewers was fun in spirit, but not worthwhile.
Nice.
Yeah. To clarify, the spell is combat ready. Basically, should be used mostly for combat. I've used it for other things, but it is a combat spell. The effect, however, is not a combat ability. Like, you could technically use it as one, but it takes prep. It's not something you can do mid-combat. I suppose you could do it mid-combat, but it's not great for that.
Are bagpipes a wind instrument?
I'm allowing it, because I let you play them earlier.
Okay.
it,
Wait,
it was one of those things where I was like, sure.
I'm confused. What do you... I never played the Pipes of the Rat game.
No, but you played pan flute.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to be proficient in an instrument to play it.
No, but you played it well, and I didn't make you do it at, like, disadvantage or something, so, yeah,
Okay.
we're fine. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, let's put on a show.
All right.
Woot! I'm gonna go in the crowd dressed as like maybe like just like I don't know, a really boring person and just being really normal.
So I wrote my custom rules for performance and how much you make in them. In any case, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Mhm.
How many people are in the bar, Ryan?
It is night, and it was a long day of work, so it is pretty busy.
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to use disguise self to create a very flashy, razzle-dazzle outfit. Get like a purple jacket going on, maybe. Get some
Elton John going on.
I'm thinking more like Michael Jackson.
Sure,
Like just
sure.
a real fancy like purple jacket, just like some out really far out there, just like gold crap all over it. Real sparkly, real wild. I don't know what Elton John looks like actually, I'll be honest with you.
It's fine. Yeah, just keep
I
going.
guess kinda Elton anyway. And I'm just
Tom is
gonna
an icon.
I'm just gonna do that classic old like, you know, hop up on the table. I mean that's how Quipper
That's how it always goes. To
That's
be
how
seen,
Quipper
he needs to
starts.
hop up on the table.
That's how he starts all the shows. He hops up on the
That's
table.
his signature.
That's his signature move. Kicks a mug out of the way and he's just like, hey, sorry, buddy. Flips him a coin. That one's on me. And so's this song. And then I just start like ripping into my loot.
Sure. Are you guys doing anything?
Yes. Let's see here.
Quipper's all about them wild nights. He don't play no somber songs.
Hell yeah.
Maybe like in the middle he'll throw in one just to really throw you off and then everybody gets really sad and emotional. And then he just hits him with a real banger right after that. So they're like, oh shit, he brought us up, he brought us down. We're going back up to the top again. It's a wild ride when Quippy's in town. Anyway.
Well, naturally, I'm going to, get my little glass spheres and the propellers and make little multicolored dancing lights and throw those up around. But I'm also going to take, oh my god, where is it? Take, like, a pouch of, like, what's basically glitter and cast light on it and throw it on Quipper. It's fairy fire.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's wild.
Super sparkly, and it's like shining in different colors. And as the dancing lights hit it, it's like kind of making him look like a disco ball.
That is
Wonderful.
Very Elton
That's
John.
real.
I love it.
That's real wild.
All right. I would like for you to make a performance check at advantage.
Nyx is also running around just like, oh my god.
But first, Ryan, I'm gonna use a spell I just got.
Okay.
You probably heard of it. It's called Guidance.
Okay. Very
I
nice.
cast it
I
on
have a
myself.
little cast in that,
Oh,
too.
guidance.
Mhm.
I also have guidance.
You guys would not like my way of casting.
I'll roll again just cuz, but I rolled a 20 on the first roll. So, I don't know, I had my guidance die. So that's 28.
28 on your performance.
Well, I rolled a natural 20 plus 6 +2 from my guidance die.
Quipper
So, I
really
mean,
said he
It's,
went from like Elton John to like.
it's a real bopper tonight.
Right. So this is
I
these
basically
are the
was
rules
like-
that I wrote for Quipper's performances because I figured this is going to be a common thing.
This show right here is like the first time Michael Jackson whipped out the moonwalk. People
Yeah.
are just...
So the way it's going to go is if you're going to make your performance check. If your performance check is 25 or above, you roll a d20 to determine how much gold you have, a d12 to determine how much silver, and a d10 to determine how much copper. If you were to get a 20 plus, it's a d12 for gold, a d10 for silver, and a d8 for copper. If you rolled 18 plus, a d10 for gold, a d8 for silver, and a d6 for copper. Do you get the system?
I kind of get what you're saying here. You're probably gonna have to re-explain it to me every once in a while.
It's fine. I'll do it for you, but I'm just telling you so that you know it's fair and you can
Well,
plan accordingly.
It basically sounds like 25 and above, you roll the top 3 dice, and then every increment of 5 below that, you eliminate the largest and add the smallest.
The first increment is 5. After that is an increment of 2.
Oh, okay.
But yes. And if you roll below a 12, then it's 1d4 for each of them, and it's halved. But so you're going to roll a d20, a d12, and a d10.
Well, I got 17 gold,
Huh?
8 silver, and 9 copper.
Very nice. That is a very profitable.
That's a good one.
That is a very profitable night. It was excellent. For the next like hour to 2 hours, Quipper is just an actual rock star. I wish I had the tavern music to represent it. I didn't anticipate this. But
Can't do that. I think that's
yeah, he's a straight up actual rock star. The tavern is going crazy. This is an actual concert. They start stacking tables on top of each other to make him like a massive platform. So nobody's even like eating on tables anymore. There's just like chaos surrounding this mountain of tables and chairs with Quipper at the top, a massive disco ball of a halfling, singing his heart out, with his lute going crazy. And that's it for the next 2 hours. It's an absolutely wild ride. By the time Quipper is done, he is exhausted. I'm tempted to give you a point of exhaustion, but I will not. But it is.
That's what I get for rolling a natural 20.
Yeah,
I just
it is.
forget my earthly constraints and just go for it.
Become
Yeah.
a god, you know, casual.
You become a rock god.
What is stamina? I am Loot Boy. Watch me play.
But it is an absolute menace, and by the time you leave, people are just destroyed. Chairs have been broken. People are drunk. People are like singing his songs as he's leaving, in like sort of like how people sing Piano Man.
It's funny because that's a completely different artist from Elton John.
Well, yeah, I know. That's Billy Joel. Don't think I don't know.
I feel really bad about the place getting trashed.
I
so I
don't.
just like help
Oh, I'll
the
definitely help
barkeep and
clean
like
up.
clean up and stuff.
That is nice, but you see the barkeep, and normally she does not drink, and she is a dwarf, but she is trashed.
Oh
Uh,
boy!
It seems like the festivities even got to her.
Fantastic. I'll still help clean up just because
Sure.
she's been so nice to us.
So you stay an extra hour, kind of neatening things back up and like pushing people back on chairs. But it is a destroyed mess. It is an apocalypse in this room after the disco ball.
That was
All
fantastic.
right. Well
I
done.
had no idea you could play like that. That was amazing.
You know, it's just another day in the life. That's what I do. And you wonder why the guards let me off easy in prison. I do this kind of shit at their kids' birthday parties all the time.
Wow, I mean, you could probably do better than kids' birthday parties with that sort of thing. Like, you could do concerts.
Well,
like,
sure.
come on.
I could do better than kids' birthday parties, but when you get thrown in the slammer and they offer to take a week off your sentence for playing at a kid's birthday party. Well, are you gonna not play at the kid's birthday party? I mean, come on. Of course you're gonna play at the kid's birthday
Play
party.
essentially Kids Bop covers. Yeah, I get it.
That's what I'm saying. Besides,
Cardinfall Kids Pop.
it's
Oh
good
my
to get
god,
out
that
there.
would be awful.
You gotta appeal to all audiences. Cause see, the trick is, it may seem degrading to play at kids' birthday parties, but those kids are gonna grow up remembering me. And then they're gonna be adults with jobs and money, and they're gonna be like, no way, that guy's in town, he played at my 10th birthday party. I'm gonna go to his show and give him a bunch of money. You gotta sow the seeds, alright? I live a long time. You know. It happens.
I have no idea how long I live.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
even know how old I am, to be
I don't
honest.
know. I'll probably die young in like my 60s, but you know, one can hope. But halflings usually don't. They live pretty long.
Yeah, I don't know when I was born. I don't know how old I am.
That's pretty crazy. I don't actually know the day I was born, but we can kind of tell how old I am.
Ether, when were you born?
I don't know. I mean, seasons are kind of all the same around here, but I think it was like the winter time.
That's fair. You seem like a winter birthday.
What is that supposed to mean?
Whatever that means.
She's more chill. She's a little more like, okay, guys, let's calm down. I'm probably at this point like
She's a Gemini.
because I'm like,
I don't even know what that
you
means.
know,
Me, real life, doesn't know what that means. Sorry, Lizzie.
no, you're fine. I was just saying I'm crazy, so I have no idea when I'm born.
Maybe the summer?
That's very true. It could be the summer.
I mean, if winter's chill and you're saying you're hot-headed, then if we're going by puns, it would work.
I don't know if it's hot-headed, more like
A firecracker?
feral.
Not at it. I'm just a fucking animal.
No.
That's funny. That's good stuff. I like that. It's funny.
All right. Are you guys going to the gear hold?
Hey, how much money you guys got?
Wait till the daytime. I feel like it's easier to travel during the
Maybe in the morning.
You guys are just gonna stay at the tavern.
How much?
Yeah, just get another rest in.
Sure.
I only have 3 gold. Or
3
whoever has.
gold. That's more than I had before tonight. But
I have, I believe, 25.
25 gold?
How did you get 25 gold?
Where'd you get that from?
I took it from the guy in the rat thing and just never gave the money to anybody else.
Excuse me.
I'll
There
give
was 20
some
gold in the
to.
bag.
I'll give
Well,
some to Aether. Aether, I'll give you 10 gold.
Thank you. Let me write that down.
here I was like, oh, I gotta divide up the gold so we all got a fair share of the money. Apparently, I'm the poor one in the group. Excuse me.
I mean, Clipper, you should definitely you should keep the money from that performance. That was amazing.
You
It
guys
was
helped.
very
You
good.
deserve that.
You guys helped out. Tell you what do you
It's
got?
okay.
Like,
I
wait,
mean,
so
I paid for the room and stuff, so it's like I don't mind that. So it's okay.
Alright,
All
you
right.
say
It
so.
wasn't like a ton of gold that the guy had down in the sewers.
More than I had. I had 2 gold before tonight, but no, that's fine. 25. That's nothing.
I had
None of it
5.
was 25 gold.
All right, let's.
Wasn't
go
like it was
travel.
my idea to fight the guy anyway.
All right. You guys going taking a long rest, and then you're gonna go travel. All right. Then,
Yep.
unless you do anything during the night, honestly, you just took a long rest. So,
Yeah. Nothing
but in
big.
any case, you just take a long rest. Go ahead.
There's a lot of excitement. That
The
Yeah.
party was exhausting.
That is true. All right.
Man,
So-
it's cold in my room and I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. So if you get a 30 plus, you roll a d100.
That's what I'm talking
Oh
about.
my god.
I mean, a 30 is a near impossible task, right? Like it's godlike.
God
Performance of a lifetime.
descends
So-
from heaven and puts a chest of gold coins on
I
the
miss
table in front of you.
Asteroid being able to roll 30s.
Dude, that was an extraordinary event.
I rolled 30s like a few times.
Wouldn't that be just like a natural 20 with like a 20 charisma? So that's 25, and then like once the proficiency bonuses go up, and then guidance.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, guidance gives plus
Like, it's certainly
4.
doable, but it requires like high rolls and high stats.
I mean, I could, if I rolled a natural 20 and got a 4 on the d4 that I roll for guidance, I could
use
get a 30 because I have a plus 4 for charisma. So plus 4, my 2 proficiency bonus. I could get 30 now if I got a perfect roll all across the board.
One day you'll get 40.
I mean, I almost did get 30. What did I get? Like 28?
Yeah, you got 28. You were
Yeah.
2 away.
Let's see. So 0.05 times
Stupid
0.25.
failed me.
D&D is an RPG with crazy like statistics.
So there's a 1% chance of that.
Of rolling a 20 and a 4.
But it's
4.
not 0.
But it's not 0. And it increases each time the stat increases.
You know, at any
So-
moment in time, the probability of you dying right now is not 0.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, moving on. You take a
Same.
long rest, unless you do anything. Yeah. Unless you do anything, that's pretty much it. Alright, eventually.
I want to practice with my new
Um,
flute, because apparently I have to do that.
Oh, yes. Do you practice for an hour with your flute?
Yeah, probably at some point.
All right, then you practice with it. You eventually, so you learn that like as you're going through, the reeds are set up in a certain way, so like it doesn't play like a normal pan flute does. Like if you were to use a pan flute just for normal performances, you probably wouldn't use this one. And it makes these weird discordant sounds, but you find that there's like a certain rhythm that you have to play it in a certain way that you have to do it to actually make it work. So you have to practice for an hour before it actually works, because like only certain melodies actually do anything. But as you're practicing, you hear all these squeaks, and rats start coming in from the floorboards or even crawling in from your window, and there's just a small circle of rats surrounding you by the end of it. And when you finish, if you don't do anything, they just skitter away.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let them leave my bedroom. No need to let them hang out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, you guys take a long rest. You wake up in the morning. The sun comes up. The smell of fresh flesh from the fields blowing into the tavern window. It smells disgusting. And the sun's like hits your eyes. It wakes you up. What are you doing? Going right to the transport?
Let's go.
When
You go
Before everyone goes there.
right to the subways in, that you came from. It costs 5 copper for each of you going across the transit station for the ticket. It's just like the station you just left.
Can I do a silver and then get change?
Yes, yeah. You can physically split the currency. That's part of the deal. It magnetically attaches and changes color.
That's
Oh,
So you can like
Cool.
physically.
How? I don't remember the exchange.
10 copper to a silver, 10 silver to a gold.
Okay, so it's 5 copper. So
Yes.
I'll have 5 additional copper and change.
Exactly.
Hey,
That's
Brian.
fantastic.
When
Yes.
we were in the train station a couple days ago, did it look like there was any indication at all that after you go through the entrance, there's any need to actually have a physical ticket beyond that point?
No.
Well, then I'm not gonna buy a ticket. What am I, a nerd?
You buy a ticket at the transit, then you like hand in the ticket to get an access to the train. It's like a little machine.
Like the metro.
Exactly. It is a metro.
Yeah, but hypothetically, if you were like invisible, how hard would it be to just hop over that?
Hop over? Not bad, assuming you're stealthy. Granted, it's a pretty crowded area, so you know. Certainly doable, but be careful not to bump into anyone.
I mean, 5
And-
copper. That's a lot of money, guys.
And make a history check for me.
Okay. I gotta make everything
We really need to
complicated.
sneak
Oh,
our
wow.
way into the train.
That's a 4.
Nope.
Nothing.
You could just pay a silver and get changed, or ask one of your friends to pay for your ticket.
5 copper's a lot of money, though. I
I
totally...
mean, think
no,
about
but
how
here's...
much you make in that one show.
Here's what you're forgetting. Or not forgetting, but missing. I absolutely have 5 copper. That doesn't mean I want to pay it, though. I mean, that's
Fine,
what...
you can stay here, and I'll go with Aether to her home.
No. Alright, fine. Pay the copper.
Okay.
But next time, though,
I mean, you have to get back.
I ain't gonna do it.
All right. So you
That's the
guys
first time
go
I've
over to
ever-
Gearhold.
First time
All
I
right. So you
ever
go
paid for
through.
a train.
You go onto the train. It's about a 15-minute trip on this bullet train that just shoots you through the air. It kind of goes like straight up vertically and then goes along a rail system that takes you straight to Gearhold. As you're approaching Gearhold, you start passing the flesh fields. You pass over the head of the Tarask, which you can see has all kinds of buildings over it, a lot of security, and a lot more church presence that you can even see there. There's one massive spire of a church, probably the biggest building in the entire district. Still pales in comparison to like anything in the Axel district, but still. And it seems there's always activity around this massive beast head. But in any case, and you can even see just a glimpse of the edge between the top layer and the wall guarding, and you can see just a layer of trees just for a second outside of the border walls.
You're beautiful.
But as you're going past that, you see Gearhold. It is a massive. It exists in a massive crater in which a meteorite, presumably that came from Mechanus, crashed down into this site very near a sleeping Tarask. If it were not, some of you, those that were residents to it, recall that this was a long time ago, but if it weren't for resident mages, it would have collided with the sleeping Tarask and perhaps started the apocalypse. But in any case, it missed. It was a narrow miss, and now the giant meteorite from Mechanus, which is made of infinitely complex devices and gears, and this is where if something is not made out of bone and it's made out of bronze or something like that, this is where the metal comes from. It is a massive industrial district, and many people live and work within the meteorite itself, and those that don't live in surrounding areas built of the metal from the meteorite. Nobody's quite sure what the meteorite's purpose was, if it was perhaps an old god, or some mechanical creature, or part of the plane itself. Nobody is sure. But in any case, it is here now, and it is, and eventually, the bullet train comes to a stop and lowers down into a transit station at the edge of the district. It is relatively close to your home, only about a 20 to 30-minute walk. But let's change the music. It's not really music, but
Ambiance.
it is a work day, and as you would know, it is very, very busy here. Everyone works, and they work often. There is a certain cultural stigma with not working, or even not working hard enough. The typical work hour day here in factories or engineering stations or otherwise is approximately 12 hours, sometimes 15. If you're and usually they don't support days off, but sometimes the more richer folk do, and they get about 1 day off a week. But that's the kind of culture we have here. You, on the other hand, go to your toy shop, which is not within the meteor itself, but within the outside neighboring region. You begin to approach go through several street corners until eventually you find yourself to kind of a gloomy street, kind of it's definitely lower income area, not particularly dangerous, but you can clearly see a decrease in the complexity of these houses. Um, it's made out of rusted pipes and steel beams with luminescent baubles of color that are hanging around the outside, sort of like chimes. And speaking of which, there are chimes hanging on the outside with the clanging sound. However, something of an unwelcoming sight. One of the windows, large display windows, had been broken. All the lights are off. And that's what you see on the outside. This normal beacon of color and fun is now depleted and gray.
Well, I guess I should go in and see what I can turn back on.
God, this
Sure,
place
you
looks...
go in and you go to unlock it, and you see that the lock has been broken and just is not in the doorknob anymore, and you just kind of gently open it. You open it to see the main area with all of the many, like, tons and tons of toys on the many shelves and all that kind of stuff. You notice the toys are gone. They were either stolen by people invading your unprotected shop, or by the tax collectors who took everything you owned as payment for your tax evasion. You see that there's not really much of worth inside this main building. But behind the counter, let me take a look at the pictures you drew me.
Nyx is gonna like slide her hands around Aether and just give her a little tight hug and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is so sad. I'm so sorry."
God, this place is more
It's
depressing than my
okay.
childhood.
To the right, you see a counter with a bunch of broken glass on it, and behind that there is a door, and in front of you there's a door.
So just more shelves that I get to fill now. um, let me show you around, I guess, and I'll go to the door
To see the
behind the counter.
She opens up the door behind the counter, and this one too is missing a lock. And you open it, and this area has been disturbed. Surely, stuff has been strewn about. Many things have been broken. However, this is a proper workshop. You see something of a forge, various pieces of tinkering equipment. Many of the things that looked expensive are gone, but the basic things like clamps and pliers and like normal tools, they still exist. They're still there. All the magical things are gone, unfortunately. Precision tools mostly gone. However, your glass blowing equipment, your gas line, those are all still there. But yeah, that's about the things that you see among the workshop. It's a whole mess. It really is.
Well, this is my workshop, I suppose, or at least it was.
The other door attached to this one, you can see, had been kicked open.
Oh dear.
Wow, these people are terrible.
These people. Try all people.
Then-
Be like that. I said these people. Try all people. But these ones especially, I guess.
I mean, I think Aether's a pretty nice person.
Well, all people doesn't mean all people. It just means...
That's literally what you mean.
I
when you
mean,
say
like,
all.
pretty much everybody.
That's how
You guys
language
are
works.
better.
I mean, they were just doing their job.
Yeah, but like, they didn't have to make it worse. You're still a person.
To be fair, a lot of this was probably tax collectors, but a lot of it was probably also burglars.
Mm-hmm.
Burglars have no forgiveness.
Yeah, I started getting robbed a lot more when I tried getting help. So, I'm not entirely surprised. But there's still more to show you. And then I'll open the other door and it's just like stairs.
Sure. Are you okay? The other door goes to stairs. You go up the top. There's your and leads through. Are you gonna open your parents' room or your room?
My room.
Okay. Let me. Did you get to?
I did
Okay.
not do a description for that one.
That's
but
fine. Would you like to? I can describe. You can describe how you remember it, and I'll say what's left.
So, it used to be like what I was gonna describe on the dock was basically just twinkling stuff everywhere. Like she's got one of those cute like canopy beds, and she had like really sheer fabric like making the canopy, and then there was kind of like her little like top cannon thing. She had a metal sheet like running across her ceiling that had like punches in it, so when it was lit up it looked like starry sky on the ceiling.
That's so cute.
And there was this whole shelf with like a bunch of jars with clouds in them, and some clouds were like raining and some were snowing and some were definitely having problems. They were experimental clouds. And then trying to think of specifics. Just like random stuff everywhere, like whether it's like kind of bad art projects or like random colorful glass things hanging around the ceiling, like in front of like the very, very tiny window that I imagine was there somewhere, to like catch the light and just make everything look fun. It's not that there was a lot of stuff in her room, it was just like the things that she had were just everywhere.
So you go into this room, and it is certainly a mess. It looked like it had been torn apart looking for valuables. That
Mhm.
said, not much is really missing. All but 3 of your jars had been broken.
Mhm.
But you still have 3. One is storming, one is just cloudy, and the other is one of your experimental ones, which seems to be flicking out in and out of existence. You see a like burn mark on the floor, and you're like, that's probably where they broke one of the experimental ones. You're like, I wonder if they're okay. The rest of the room is like torn apart. The thing hanging over your ceiling is gone. Your bed had been kind of torn apart, but and like your mattress had been thrown up. But you spend a good like 10-20 minutes just fixing up the room. You could probably put it back in a similar shape as to what it was before.
So I suppose we could stay here while we're figuring out what more to do. I mean, there's plenty of space. There's my parents' old room as well. That's probably in the same state as this. And other than that, in the workshop, we could do something. I mean, it's small, but these are the rooms.
I think it's lovely, Aether.
It's not
I
bad.
am happy to help you clean up. I mean, it's better than a
Everything-
laboratory.
It's better than a back alley.
That's true. Well, I guess if you don't mind, I want to start working on my project that I haven't been able to do.
Yeah,
But
I
you're
can
free
help,
to
like,
look
sweep
around,
up-
I guess.
I'll help like sweep up broken glass and like if you need help fixing the door and like maybe putting like a sheet over the window or something.
Oh, I forgot. She has a little like, I don't know whether it'd be like a picture or a painting, depending on the tech level of like this world. But
Mhm.
it's like some kind of portrait of like her parents, and
The-
one is a gnome and one's a dwarf.
Now that's real wholesome right there.
Wait,
It is a picture, by the way.
Okay, picture.
so those are your parents?
Well, they're my adoptive parents.
I was about to say, I don't really see a family resemblance.
No.
Can I ask what happened?
Oh, they they got very sick around the same time.
I'm
So
so
I
sorry.
naturally took over the shop for them. But they taught me everything I know, and so I was in pretty good shape to take over when it happened.
I am sure that they would be very proud of you.
Thank you.
Now let's fix this place up.
All right. I just make a perception check, I suppose, for just like ability to focus on the job and like no, not. What are you working on stuff, Aether?
Yeah.
Then you are going to go back to your place. You have your full set of tinkering tools and glass blowing tools, and a proper forge to fix it. First of all, you should probably fix your armor.
Yeah. I'll do
Oh,
that.
it's my sword.
Make a quick smith tools, or you can use glass blowing tools, smith tools, or smith tools.
Okay.
I think you said smith tools twice.
Also glass blowing. Sorry.
How did I get a 1?
You know what? While you guys are doing your
Oh,
fixing
wait,
montage,
am I supposed to do a perception to like keep?
yes, you are doing a perception. You're looking around. You're cleaning the house, looking for stuff to clean.
There's plenty to clean.
Brian,
Uh-huh.
I have mending. That's one of my new cantrips.
Wonderful. What would you like to do with it?
Mend
Fix the glass.
all the things.
All right, so
That are
you're gonna go
humanely
around helping.
possible.
Just doing a general Arcana check to just like check your magical
Like,
endurance.
oh, that lock's broken. Can I mend it?
Yes.
I got a
Hmm.
6.
You absolutely can.
Maybe. My window's like shattered into 100 pieces, and I just sit there and like solve it like a
It takes a
puzzle.
while.
And then I'm just like,
But
alright,
yeah,
cool. And then I like mend 2 pieces together, and then I mend it to another piece, and then I mend it to another piece, because I can only fix one break at a time. So I'm just like mending them 2 pieces at a time until I just have one big sheet, and then I put it in the window and just mend it back in. That takes about 8 hours to do just that one window.
The only one window was broken,
Perfect. That's all I needed.
and
to
you find a brick on the other side. But yeah,
I got 16 on the perception.
16 in perception. So you're sweeping around. You're doing a good job. You're cleaning up stuff. You think you're doing a pretty good job. There's a brief fight between you and Quipper while you're accidentally sweeping up some of his glass shards.
I'm like, no, I need those. I gotta fix the window.
Although eventually you do find yourself to the room that she did not show you, or to the door that she did not show you.
I got a 13 out of that.
Ether didn't show me this way, so I probably shouldn't cry. And this is really sad and depressing place.
It's a pretty
So I don't want to make her more sad, but I'm really curious.
The door is slightly ajar as the door had been kicked open, and you can see the where the lock is. The wood had just broken off.
What a jerk. The door is even slightly ajar. What a nasty boy, Ryan.
Look, all the doors in this house are broken.
Nix is just standing there having like a inner monologue.
Her eyes like
I
pushing.
just walk up next to Nyx and just mend the door and close it. No, and just walk away.
It actually takes a while for you to mend it, but yeah.
It takes like a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna skip over to the workshop.
I come back and I open the... No, I'm kidding.
Ether.
Yes?
So you know that door that you didn't show us through?
Yes?
Do you think there's things for me to clean in there? I didn't want to go in and make it seem like I was invading privacy.
That room was already a mess before, and so I've just kind of let it go, and it's really not worth cleaning up in there.
Could I still look around? I promise I won't destroy anything.
Wouldn't recommend it. There might be dangerous things in there that I haven't cleaned up in a long time.
So tempting, though.
It's like telling Belle not to go in the West Wing. It's like, oh, you want me to go? You want me to go in the West Wing? No, don't go in the... Oh, you want me to go in the West Wing? Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
While they're having this conversation, Quipper's just in the room looking around, poking things. Not really.
Mend.
Mend. There's like a dead. There's like a dead human skeleton. Can't mend that.
There are no corpses in this building.
It's like, I forgot your character's name. I'm sorry. What's your character's name, Corinna?
Aether?
Aether. That's the name. Aether's like parents are just dead in the bed, just like laying there, and I'm just like, ooh, can't mend that one. Turn around and leave. That's unfortunate. Sorry, guys.
Nyx is just gonna sit on a chair, probably like in Aether's workshop, out of the way, and like sit on her hands and just be rocking back and forth. You're like, oh, I wanted to check, but Aether said no. But man, I really want to check. Oh, Aether said no. She's not saying that out loud. She's just rocking in her eyes.
What color do you turn?
Ooh, good question.
Because you're stressed.
I'm gonna say yellow. But like, sort of like sickly yellow color. Like both
Pale yellow.
like she's trying to be subtle about her uneasy, like her mental crisis, but her emotions show right on her. So
Aether's very good at reading people, so she knows.
She knows because she's good at reading people, and she also changed color.
I like literally changed color. Like I'm a sickly yellow color, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, my eyes are twitching, and my hair has like wilted a little bit. It's not as spiky.
Is there anything I can do to help you not feel like that?
Honestly, I don't know. Because you said it was dangerous, potentially, and I'm trying to be a good friend. But at the same time, there's an unknown space with potentially fun things in it that I want to play with.
They're not fun.
What are they?
It's nothing. It's just not fun.
She like, you know, like when people in cartoons die and they have the X's on their eyes. Just has like an X's on her eyes moment, and she's like, or you know what? No, like when characters feel sick and they have the swirly eyes. That's what she has. She's like, ugh.
There were only so many rooms I could take care of here by myself.
Well, now I'm here and I can help you.
It's far gone. I don't recommend it. I really don't. And I'm just gonna keep working on my stuff.
All right, make another check to see if you can.
Different dice this time. What check was this again?
This is with your glass blowing tools. I don't know what your glass blowing tool would be attached to, so I guess if you're just repairing, based on how you do it, just intelligence modifier plus glass blowing proficiency.
Okay, so 20 then. 20 total, not natural.
20. Then your armor is repaired, good as new. You basically re-smelt it.
Got all the little scales back on.
Would you like to work on your next project now?
I would. I'm dying to.
Okay. So what the first? So there's a few elements to this. First, you need to set up the fuel gauges. How are you going to fuel this?
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that one.
Are you going to use your own divine energy? Or are you going to use something mechanical?
I think I was gonna go with divine energy.
Okay. Then you're going to need to probably glass blow something you need to make lenses to accurately kind of, when you release your divine energy, to accurately like focus it in on the right points of your design.
Right.
So
you kind of be like, I could kind of make, like, you know how feathers have that little like
yeah
thing, like I could make those like the little like focus points. So
right. So you're going to need to make some lenses, like actual proper lenses, and then those will be the transfer points between the feathers, transporting it through your design. So first try and make the lenses and the focal points. Kind of the arcane framework to your device.
Oh my god.
Now, granted, I want you to keep in mind, you have friends available. This is going to be a similar task as to the golem that you did. Each time you repeat a check of the same type, the AC gets higher.
What's that? Reroll. We doing
Is there
skill
any
checks
way
in
I
here?
can help you, Aether?
We are doing skill checks.
I guess since I'm making the skeleton of it, maybe you could hold it in place while I do it, so I'm not.
If only
This is
Quipper-
kind of more delicate work.
If only
So it's
Quipper
like,
wasn't
because it's
building-
straight up with glass. You're not doing like the metal framework or anything yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because I'm making the little lens things.
Sure.
I mean, it might be a little bit of metagaming to suggest that you should go get Quipper. Because he's probably up there building a window puzzle right now. But the reason
I'm going to say the windowed puzzle because she spent a lot of time working on her armor, so by then he's done.
Oh, okay. Could I be
Yo,
there?
Clipper.
Sure. That's what these projects are designed to be group projects, so yeah.
I'm gonna explain it out of character because it's like the only way to explain it, but the reason I took guidance was not for me. It was so that I could give you guys guidance and bardic inspiration at the same time.
Oh,
So,
wait, I don't. Oh, I probably still don't have the inspiration anymore. 'cause it's
I
been like
could
2 days since
also
I got
give
it.
you
Yeah.
guidance.
bardic inspiration only lasts
I don't want
10,
drugs.
10 minutes.
Okay, it's always an option, and they're non-addictive. I would even give them to you for free. Friends discount.
I'm okay.
Best part is I use music as my spell focus anyway. So I'm just like playing songs and inspiring you and guiding you magically. It's
Okay,
great. I'll just be
so-
like, oh, you building your thing I know nothing about.
So should I add one?
You can add a
to my-
d6 and a d4.
A d6 and a d4. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna need that because I rolled an 8.
If it is a skill check or an ability roll.
1.
It's unfortunate.
Okay, so 12.
12, it seems like you didn't quite, like, it's working, I guess, but it's not a fantastic job. You know you can do better.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to have to make up for it in other ways.
All right. I guess on to the next part.
You rolling again?
I'd imagine I need to make like the framing of it so I can put all the lenses on it.
Yeah, so the actual, like, frame, like, are you going to do a metal frame, or, like, how are you going to do it?
I imagine it kind of being like a really light, like almost white metal.
Sure. There is a special design kind of thing that your armor is made out of. There's a way of kind of mixing a material heavily found here. It's kind of a marble-like material that you're able to put into glass and kind of make a white or a clear steel. The color and the opacity of it determines on how refined it is.
Okay. So I guess this is a glass blowing check again. Or not glass.
In this case, no. This would be Smith's tools because you're trying to create the right metal and then apply it to the device correctly.
Well, we going again? I inspire you again.
Okay.
And guidance.
And guide you again. I'm very guiding and inspiring. I know nothing about whatever you're doing, but
I can like
Thank
I'm-
you.
take like your directions and like aid in the smithing process if you're like, hey, I need more of this material.
So like handing tools like wrench, pliers.
my music.
All right,
is
I'll let that one. You have advantage.
Okay. 21.
21. Now that is a success.
24.
24. Very nice. Now that is a resounding success. This frame seems nigh impenetrable. Like at one point you're like, Nyx is like holding it, and you're like, I think that's a good job, and she just goes nice, and just drops it on the floor, and it all like, it's kind of like it doesn't have its structural support yet, so it just falls to the ground, and it like you're like, but it just like holds together perfectly.
I totally knew that would happen.
Alright, so I made the frame, I made the lenses. Do I need to make the feathers?
You do need to make the feathers.
I like the feathers.
I do it again.
This would be another glass blowing check.
I'm trying to think of how I could help with this one that's different.
I have no idea.
I just play some like very meticulous.
So what you're doing a similar process as before. You're using the same metal, but the more purified version, making the hard glass. You're pouring them into slabs, and then you need to hammer them into a solid piece.
Is
Having
it possible for me to make my hair look like feathers?
So I know.
Sure.
Like, just to be like models of feathers she could do. You'd be like, oh, you could be like this feather, or you could be like this
Like a magazine.
feather.
That I would certainly allow that. However, I am also going to remind you that Aether doesn't necessarily need to do all the checks.
I'm
So
not
just keep that in mind if
proficient
you would like to.
in that.
Yeah,
What on
I'm proficient
earth?
in.
Sure, but without that, it would be a strength check.
No, that's not. No.
Oh, okay.
Ryan, that's a
Well, in that case,
funny joke.
it's just a Smith's tools with advantage, I would say, because of her
Plus Smith's
design
tool,
help.
Not glass blowing. Okay.
Plus a d6, plus a
Glass
d4.
No, I'm sorry. No, this would be glass blowing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't forget your d4 and your d6.
I know.
How many times can you do that per day?
Well, guidance is a cantrip that I can do as many times as I feel like.
Right,
Bardic
and-
inspiration I can do 4 times per long rest.
Okay.
18.
18. That. Now you, the DC for that one, since you had already done it again, was 17. So you just succeeded. In that case, that is another success. These feathers seem pretty flawless.
I don't even know what we're building.
Okay.
We're just playing music.
I guess I need a way to wear it.
Yeah, some sort of like harness system, or to like attach it. Would you like a harness backpack, or maybe just like attaches directly to the semblance of whatever you have now?
Yeah, I can kind of do like cross straps that can like hook onto my armor,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like stronger. So it's not like you could pull it; it would pull like this.
Sure.
I
Ooh,
could transform to look like Aether and be like a mannequin and like be like, okay, so this is what it could look like, you know? You could put it like this.
For
Look at
this,
mine.
it would either be a leather working or a tailoring kind of thing. Since I don't think anybody has proficiency in that, I would say probably just a dexterity check. I would say either dexterity or wisdom. Wisdom for like a feel of the body.
Okay.
You know?
I will
I-
definitely do.
What would
wisdom.
fit most comfortably?
I could also do dexterity.
What's your dex?
Actually, I would say that I would allow a medicine check for this.
I'm terrible at all every single check you've listed so far.
I would say if
Don't
you do a
even ask
medicine
me.
check, however, the design has to basically it attaches to your body, like physically. So the type of check that you do can affect the final product. The good news of that is it's a lot harder to take off. The bad news is that, you know,
Could I always like, if it got annoying, like needing to put it on, could I change it? Like I could just like rebuild it a little bit.
sure. I would say you can add a way to like take it off. Sure.
Yeah.
But like it is attached to the ones you currently have now.
Okay. I kind of want to try that one.
Okay.
I do it all again.
Oh.
This is my last Bardic Inspiration die, so I don't know if you're making any more things.
Wait,
But it's
Flipper,
entirely
you
up
did
to
that,
you now
you
when
did
you
that
use it.
fun thing with the glass and you put it together. Can you do that to help Aether?
I don't know.
Probably
I
not.
don't know.
Mending is supposed to put things back together, not.
Like if
Great
if she dropped it halfway through and it shattered into 1,000 pieces, I could sit here and puzzle it back together for the next 8 years. But hopefully we don't need to do that.
I would say your mannequin idea would work. I would allow you to do the mannequin thing.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
So medicine check at advantage with D6 and D4.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh, I mean, damn.
28.
Nice.
Perfectly done. So with that roll, because you did so well, I'm going to say that it is so well incorporated into your body that while it can break, nobody can ever take this off of you.
Yay.
It is by no means like if you were to be arrested and they were to try to take it off of you, they simply could not disassemble it. Nothing short of like breaking it off with a hammer would do. And even then, it's literally as hard as steel.
I'm so happy.
Okay, you now see as she sits there, these wings are attached to her back, and they're made out of this like iridescent glass shards that she can and she extends out into like a 9-foot wingspan, or probably like and just like light glitters through them. The light emanating from her back, just like shining through them in these like iridescent colors shining all over.
Aether.
I've always wanted to make these.
They're so pretty.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Clipper, do you see this?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, my normal ones weren't doing much, so
They were still beautiful.
thank you.
These are beautifuler.
Well, that's what I wanted to get done today.
And you can retract them to basically take up no space on your back.
Mhm.
Like it's still there, you know. They're big wings, but like they fold up as much as wings could.
Do
Yeah.
they do anything fancy?
Well, I think I can fly.
Oh my god.
I mean, they're
That's
not
a
just
little
for
cool.
decoration.
That's so amazing. Oh my gosh.
I would show you, but low ceilings.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Oh my god.
There you go.
That reminds me, now that I have the mending cantrip and have for a length of time, I'm gonna take off this crappy jacket and mend my clothes.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I don't want this stupid sewer jacket. Get this crap off of me, and then I just
Oh, Aether, do you
mend my
happen
stuff.
to have any dresses left, or do you think they took those?
I don't know. I guess I can go check. Depends on what they thought was valuable.
Maybe if you have a semi-nice dress I could use, then I don't have to buy one.
I would probably have to alter it though, because we are not the same stature.
Aether, I can shapeshift.
I know, but you didn't want to change your hair, so I assumed that you kind of liked how you were.
Well,
And
I
also,
mean, if I
you
use
said
it
I
for
ain't changing
disguise-
for no clothes.
I'm using this for a disguise, silly goose.
Oh. Okay, I guess I can go check. Step.
Where are you
I
going? Sorry.
I'm going up to see if my, like, drawers have any clothes left in them.
They do. Your clothes were not particularly expensive, so they were fine.
Sweet.
Something I thought of afterwards. A better revision, I think.
Sweet. Okay, so I want to find. I'm gonna get like a dress that's like pink and red, with like ombre at the bottom, and then
Mhm.
normally, like if they were my dresses, I usually had my mother like embroider like things at the top with like little like beads and stuff.
Sure.
So I'm gonna bring that down.
Something else I should mention while we're here. You do have all the equipment here to repair your orb without spending any money.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna give Nyx the dress. I thought this suited the colors that you seem to enjoy.
Aether, you continue to amaze me. I'm gonna like put it on like sort of in front of me, and I'm just gonna like twirl around. This is the most beautiful thing I will ever wear.
Well, I am going to get my orb out because I completely forgot about that. How could I forget about that? And I guess if there's anything you guys want to do while you're here, I don't know, maybe we could set up rooms for you if you're okay with staying here while we figure out what we're doing.
While Aether starts fixing her orb, I want to like put on the dress and sort of start creating the persona that I'm going to use to seduce the mayor.
Okay. All right. You spend a bunch of time in the mirror. If kind of a nearby broken mirror, but it's enough. If you're watching this, it's kind of horrifying. She's like shaping and changing each proportion of her body. Sometimes she'll spend a bunch of time like on her upper body and then realize, oh, I should match my lower body and like shrink it all into place. And it'll be like, why? She just makes something of like a monster of herself as she perfects each and every feature of her body. I'm just gonna say, make a general charisma check.
Can I like help her by criticizing the hell out of her the entire time? Just be like,
That's kind of fucked up.
I don't
but
know
yes.
that one. That
America's
one.
Next Top
That
Model.
one arm is a
Sorry,
little too long.
that is
I feel
not
like,
your
you know, you
color.
should switch up the nail color
love.
too. You should really like. What kind of role
I
should
will
I do
say,
to do that?
kind of fucked up, but 100% effective.
What should I
So
do?
do I get advantage?
Yes.
I guess yeah. She
And
does.
some slight self-conscious issues.
She's a shapeshifter. How do you feel so?
She's fine, but
You're
like, hey.
I'm gonna change what I look like.
I rolled
Changes.
the same
I don't
thing
know
twice.
about that. She's just like,
19.
how dare you insult
Okay,
my
yeah.
made up
You're
form?
pretty confident you did a great job. Since you rolled both things twice, he keeps going,
When you completely change your appearance into a completely fictitious person, and then someone's like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the length of the nose, and you're just like, but that's my fake nose. How could you?
But I like this fake smile. I think the teeth are the right size, and they're like massive
Just
canines.
like, I think you should tone it down just a little bit.
I mean, it's
Okay.
actually a good thing that Quipper's helping, because like Nyx is sort of an idea of like what people would be attracted to, but at the same time she's no idea, like none.
Oh,
all.
Quipper has no insight into the attractions of humans at all. Quipper's barely even attracted to his own race, let alone other races.
Asexual bard.
More or
Who would've
less.
guessed?
Hey, it's just not really on his mind. He spends more time thinking about like, is someone gonna stab me tonight? Am I gonna eat tomorrow? Oh, that girl's kind of
He-
cute, but like, I'm not gonna buy her dinner. I can't even buy myself dinner.
Granted, while he may not necessarily know, he does have the charisma to know how it works.
Oh, for sure. He's like, well, I mean,
Yeah.
we all know how to look pretty. That's part of the business. That's the name of the game. That's the
Yeah,
business.
but yes.
I imagine
I need you to make a Tinkerer Tools check, which is intelligence plus your proficiency
Okay.
with the tool.
I mean, Quipper's face is basically just like covered in like tiny, barely noticeable scars to the point where they're not even worth describing. But when he gets ready for a performance, he totally covers those up.
Foundation.
Flawless.
how
book.
astral are you?
What was that?
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You spend like 5 minutes putting it back together. Once you have the right proper tools and like
Yeah.
precision stuff, you eventually come out with a functioning orb.
Finally. I want to mess with it.
Go ahead. All right. Let's see what the check is.
Swear to God, if I roll another 99.
I'm gonna be upset with you. It's a 90 or above is the bad.
Okay.
Man, I'm falling asleep
55.
again. I gotta drink some more.
What was that?
55.
Oh, you need to solve the. You just fixed it. I mean, like
Oh,
to
okay.
solve the puzzle. That's just an intelligence check.
So D20 then?
Yeah, plus intelligence.
13. 'Cause I
I'm
rolled
afraid
low.
that is not enough to solve it today.
I was too excited to fix it. I was just like,
You kind of used your brain a lot today. Your
I
fingers
tried-
are like genuinely sore trying to do these things. What was that?
I was gonna like walk into like the workshop and be like, Aether, I present to you this person who is yet to be named. And it's like she's on the shorter side. She's a little more curvy. You know, most people tend to be skinny because we don't get enough food, but this one looks a little more well fed. She's got blonde hair that's like soft curls and like these doughy eyes and like beautiful lashes and perfect skin and like, yeah.
I got a name idea. What about Stella?
Stella?
It's not a bad name.
Wow. You know what? We'll go with it.
If anybody in the distant future or the present is watching, that's a little throwback to 2 campaigns ago.
Yeah,
Ryan had a demon girl named Stella try to murder me.
and it almost worked.
Yeah, it almost worked because half the party joined with them.
Some of them were charmed. Some of them were.
Some of them were fully aware of everything they were doing and just didn't like my character.
Some of them were charmed. Others were charmed.
Yeah.
I was not present.
One of them was just horny for Stella. The other one was genuinely magically charmed.
Good time.
And cast fireball
Alright,
while
so
riding a
we
dragon.
got
Yeah.
Persona Stella.
All right.
So now
Stella
I have
and Ophelia.
personas.
We're not creative. We have like 10 names that we draw from consistently.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Nah, we're pretty good with
Alright.
names. Although when Digit said you guys should name me, you guys were like, we'll just call him Digit.
But I liked Digit.
I like
Digit
Digit
was
too.
great.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad that we didn't actually continue with that idea. It was kind of a dumb idea in hindsight because Digit was just such a great name.
It was.
Even if we like
Good stuff.
gave you a new name, it still
we
would
gonna
have
call
been like
It,
Digit.
it was too late in the
It's
game,
just
you
like-
know?
name.
Yeah, like you just grew into the name so well that changing it at that point was like hard to do. Like it would have been hard.
Emotionally hard.
Yeah.
So, you have. So during this downtime, is there anything you would like to do? For instance, would you like to work on that drug you were working on?
Yes.
All right.
Especially now
This
that
is
I
like
know
a downtime opportunity. By the way, this is probably carried into the next day. Some, to probably say you guys have done a lot. This is the cleanup day was probably that night that you got there.
Mhm.
Then this is probably carried over into the next day. The wings were probably built during the next day. Okay. Nyx, what would you like to do?
now
You
that
now
I
know.
more about it, I kind of want it to be like a truth drug.
Yes. So your options basically are it can be a poison, a truth drug, or potentially both.
I think
Granted,
it'd be fun to be potentially both, kind of depending.
that is a higher DC, but it is possible.
You know what? We'll keep it to truth, just because I feel like that'll be more useful.
Okay. I want you to. This is another sort of skill check like that, although an easier one because you were not making fucking wings. So this one is going to have a success or failure of 2.
Okay. What am I rolling? Okay, so I guess first I should figure out what I want to do. So I had wanted to make them into candies or like something, maybe something small that like could easily dissolve in a drink, you know?
Sure. So first thing, you just still have an eye, right?
Mhm.
Before you're working on like what the finished product will be, maybe it'd be worth thinking about the chemicals that it is now.
Okay. So I knew that it did the dilation, and that's how it made the compelling of the secret. So maybe I can try to harness that essence of it instead of the necrotic stuff.
You know that you were playing with it earlier and you determined that the pupil was where the liquid for the necrotic stuff was.
Okay.
So it's probably the iris. So would you like to take out what you think would be associated with that effect and try to like mush it up into something that you can work with further
Yeah.
alchemically?
for the
Okay, then
chemical stuff.
make a medicine check. If you would like, you can give yourself guidance with your thing. I would say Aether is busy with her toolbox right now, so Quipper is available to help if you ask for it.
Yeah, but if it ain't been no long rest, I don't got any bardic inspirations.
Yeah, he does not have any bardic inspirations left,
Use
but he could
that all
technically
up.
help if he chooses to.
Quipper,
I could give you my own
can I get
guidance.
some of that nice little guidance that you gave to Aether?
Yeah. I mean, I still know absolutely nothing about what you guys are doing, but I can give you some background music or something.
Okay.
I don't know, but yeah, sure.
That's
Cast guidance.
So you just So make a medicine check. D4.
Oh, this is scary because the medicine's bad.
It's a lower DC than the wings. What was that?
16.
16. That is a success. So you watch her as you like start playing a song. using your loot, and then suddenly like she pulls out the eye. She has a dagger, and she just stabs into the eye around the iris, and you suddenly like a string breaks on your lute.
Just like
But,
starts playing the same song slightly out of key.
yeah. But you begin to cut out the iris, and you carefully remove the pupil and this sac containing a bunch of necrotic fluid. And you kind of just put that to the side, no place to really put it. But you just kind of put it to the side on like a ceramic plate. And you're like, well, I hope that doesn't destroy that. And then you begin to cut out the iris and some of the muscles surrounding it. And you can see there's almost like these like little pockets of crystal hidden in amongst it. All right.
Okay, and then I want to start maybe making the like a candy, or like if I can make multiple small
Mhm.
ones. Maybe since I see those crystals, I'm assuming that's where this truth compelling comes from. So maybe picking those out and sort of making them more appetizing. Maybe like I'm using
Sure.
bits of the eye, but like maybe I'm making them a little sweeter, or like more of an appealing color.
I would say this is probably a cooking check. So I would just say if you're not proficient in cooking, just medicine. Or just wisdom. Sorry, not medicine.
Hey, Clicker,
That's my name.
can I get some more of that guidance?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. That's what that's what I do.
Oh, that is not what's supposed to happen. Okay. 14.
14. That is a success, but not by a whole lot. I will say you are able to make one potion. Or gummy of your choosing. It is whatever you choose it to be, but you kind of pluck out some of the stuff, but you realize there's kind of nerve cords that attach to these crystals that you pull out, and you kind of attach them and use a bunch of the iris muscle and fluid. You crunch it all up. You're able to find some gelatin powder, mix that in, and eventually you're able to make what you think would be an effective gummy truth serum.
Only one gummy?
Just one.
Sadness.
Let me check something real quick.
I made my first.
What is your wisdom modifier?
-1.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Efficiency
Not good.
bonus 1. All right.
That's why I was cringing every time you asked for medicine checks.
Yeah, that's a yikes, because I think alchemy is usually wisdom. So, see, what I want to do is the DC for the save, I wanted to be your wisdom plus your proficiency modifier. The problem with that is it's 1. Oh, plus 10, obviously. So the problem with that is it would be 11, which is not great. So I'm just going to say your wisdom modifier at a minimum of 1. So probably 12. I don't love it a whole lot. Maybe you can work on it a little bit more or find a way to add some ingredients to it later to increase that. But at the moment, it's going to sit at DC of 12. And when they do so, if they fail the wisdom check, then for the next minute, they can only tell the truth.
Okay. If you do, I'll try to write that down. Are you also gonna like compile it together or no?
I'll make something for you, but in the meantime, it's a DC 12 check to have the person tell the truth for a minute. I may do that later, but at the moment, that's,
That's pretty easy.
Yeah. All right. Who is
Made
next?
my first drug.
Upon seeing it completed, Quipper realizes that he just guided her in making a drug, and is just going to silently leave the room.
Wait. Look.
Already gone.
I know your feelings about drugs. I know.
Already gone.
She's following you.
I'm following you.
Still walking away.
I know your feelings, but I want you to know that this is not a dangerous one. This is just one that's supposed to help tell the truth.
I'm just gonna randomly go find Aether.
It's like Zone of Truth.
I was gonna be like, hey, Aether, do you have any, like, closets or something?
Clipper,
Not really.
Ah, man. You sure? You don't got nothing?
I'm sure it's my house.
look, Clipper, it was either I had some help from you to help make this, which could help us in the future, or I would have had to consume a drug in order to make it. That's double.
Oh, I see.
Look, okay, so I was making, because I got that eye, I made a little gummy. And so what it does is if they don't, you know,
Is it poisonous?
no, I mean, no, it makes them tell the truth for like a minute.
Oh.
Hmm.
That could be useful, I suppose.
I only have one. But, you know, I made it myself. I'm pretty proud of it.
And you know that it'll work?
Well, it's iffy. It could work, it could not work. I mean, there's no negative side effects for if it doesn't work. It's like a truth spell.
All
Seems
right.
less like a drug and more like alchemy.
Yeah. I just made it in gummy form.
I see.
Squish, squish, squish.
Hmm.
Out of an eyeball.
Well, it is what it
By
is, I
the way,
suppose.
do you need any necrotic fluid?
Actually, I might.
Cool, I have tons. You can have it.
I'll get one of my little twisty glass bottles and get some of that.
Sure. You pour it in, and some of it like comes off into your finger for a second, and like starts to burn through. Luckily, you're resistant, so it doesn't really do much. But you pour it in, and it's like this glassy thing of vial of like this palish yellow fluid.
All right.
Do you have
So,
any like?
Clipper, I promise it's not something that's addictive. It will not harm people. I will only use it with all of you guys in agreeing over using it.
I mean, if it's just like a like a gummy with like.
By the way, it will dissolve in a drink.
Just like a.
And it can dissolve in drinks. So,
Just-
like, if we need to slip it in there, you know, to get someone to talk to us.
I'm not.
Alright, well
worried
now you're
about
making
you
it sound more like a
using
drug. I was kind of like, oh, this is not a drug. It's just like a gummy, an alchemical gummy. And now you're like, well, you can also roofie people with it. Okay, well,
I
that
mean,
sounds like a drug again.
DM speaking, these are potions flavored as drugs, but yes.
Well, sure. This one just seems like less of a drug and more of just like a little magic gummy.
I mean, if that's what you want to think of it as, I'm totally okay with it.
I'm definitely
Nope,
not worried about you
lessons.
misusing it or anything. I'm just worried about it having effects you might not expect, I guess.
Well, if we need to use it, it'll probably only be on someone who's very, very bad. So,
True.
All right. Is there anything else you would all like to do?
So you got any like
should probably.
crates or anything, or like containers that are like 3.5 feet in diameter or larger? Closets, crates, something.
I don't
No?
have a
Okay.
closet. I just
No.
had like drawers.
That's fair.
I mean, there's storage areas in the labs.
Nah. I'm just thinking about where I'm gonna sleep tonight. I don't want to be in the way or anything.
Well, there are 2 rooms up here.
Well, yeah, but that's. I thought one of them was like all messy.
No,
That was a different room.
upstairs.
Ah.
Upstairs.
And you guys for the most part cleaned up. It's like it's still a bit of a mess with a bunch of broken stuff, but like it's not a mess to be in
Oh, hey, look,
anymore.
Anthony's still here.
No, the upstairs
That's
has
my
my
guy.
old room, and then my parents' old room, and then the downstairs has, you know, all of the technical stuff.
Mm.
All right.
Alright.
Are you guys gonna stay the night?
I
Oh.
say we stay the night tonight, and tomorrow we go back to the Scale District and deal with the mayor.
Right. I did have a question for both of you, though. What do you 2 know about the Azarius Legion that they were talking about?
DM,
history check.
I like that we both were just like
Look at Ryan.
pausing and just
Also-
like, I don't
also
know.
love
What
how
do
the
I
music
know?
changed just because the cue was up.
I rolled a 16.
7.
Nix, you don't know anything about that shit.
No clue.
Can
However,
I give Nyx
uh,
guidance from my knowledge of them?
You don't have to do that. It's okay.
I don't-
but you do know that Quipper, you know that while the Embernox guards are are guards for domestic issues, they are there for taking care of crime, that kind of thing. There are, however, subterranean threats. There are regular undead skirmishes to the upper cities from the underground. There are also attacks from the wild people outside the walls and other such creatures. Sometimes there is somebody that goes rogue in Jotunheim, or also known as the area where giants and dragons live, nearby. Kind of a pseudo district, but you know.
What did you steal that from? Because I've heard that.
I wonder.
From what?
Jotunheim?
Yeah, what's that from?
It's
Actual
one of the
mythology.
realms of
Is
Norse
it?
mythology.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
Well,
realm
like-
of giants.
Yeah, okay. Because I was like, I've heard that somewhere before.
The frost giants.
It's one of like the one of them worlds. Anyway,
The Embernox
Place.
Guard is or the Azarius Legion is a group of kind of paladin and cleric. It's a righteous group led by the Archangel Azarius, an angel sent here to the material plane directly by the god Lathander. He exists here to bring order and peace, and defend the last city from external threats. That is the Azarius' Legion presence is pretty much why worship of Lathander is the only common worship here. Anything else is usually considered spirit worship and is punishable by prison. Usually for years.
sounds like a whole lot of meddling that gods probably should be getting up to. Well, that's fine.
I was just curious, I guess, if there was something more to, all this.
Are you asking because you don't know and you want me to exposit all of my knowledge, or are you just asking?
It seems kind of
A-
odd.
Aether knows everything you just said.
Okay,
I
cool.
just said.
It kind of seems odd to me that a group that is led by an angel would want a bunch of people that are undead. You know? Like, aren't they usually?
It is a little strange.
I mean, they wanted Goring's work. And Goring's work was literally creating a controllable, like a almost immortal form of undead that was a little bit more sturdy.
I feel like
Why would the angel group want that?
I feel like there's a lot more nuance to what's good and what's evil than just they're undead, they're led by an angel. One's evil, one's good. Not everything that's undead is a bad guy, and not everything that's angelic is a good guy.
I know, but aren't usually people that are like holier than thou always like, the undead are a scourge upon the earth. I must smite thee. You know what I mean?
Usually.
Very weird. I mean, that Goldervon guy was like talking every time he had to draw his sword out, like, I am light, you are darkness, I will pull you into the light, you need a sunburn, slashy slashy slash.
Yeah, I mean, if that guy doesn't give you some kind of indication to the fact that, like, the good guys aren't necessarily good, I don't know what would. He's sitting here telling us, like, oh, you've sinned, I'm good, I'm nothing but great, after he just brutally murdered some guy for, like, I don't know, why did he even murder him? Because he, like, didn't want to give up his work?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. He wasn't
I don't know if
cooperating.
murdering someone for not cooperating is necessarily good, but, you know, he might have been all like, oh, I'm a holy guy, you should work with me, and if you don't, you're a bad guy.
I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. That would be the worst.
There are bad people from every walk of life.
Regardless, even with this information, there's probably nothing we can do about it.
About
The
what?
Azarius Legion is probably too big and powerful for us to take on. I mean, if they're led by a literal angel, like,
Plus,
there's no way.
how bad could they really be? I mean, they do some shady stuff. They kill a guy, but I mean, there's some
Everybody
bad
does
people
shady
out there
stuff.
that have killed a lot more people than that, probably.
By the way, you would also know Azarius to be also known as the Phoenix King, as he does have a Mount Phoenix, which he has been seen riding.
That's epic. See that?
Sick.
How could he be that guy? He rides a bird made of fire. Only good
It
guys
seems
do
a
stuff
little
like that.
pompous to me.
That was sarcasm.
I can't tell. Your voice constantly sounds like it's talking.
Well, that's how you keep them on their toes right there. If all you say is sarcastic comments, then nobody knows when to take you seriously.
That's
And then
a good
they
thing.
never take you seriously. It's a good thing when you're me. Because then you can insult people and be like, it was just a joke. I'm just messing around.
But it'll still be insulting sounding.
It happens.
Like, you can't be like, oh my gosh, you're so fat. But I'm being sarcastic. Like, this is
Sure,
so
gotta be like,
hurtful.
look at this fat guy over here. What's he doing? I'm just messing around. You're not fat. You're pretty good. You're not gonna be insulted by that. You'll be like, this little guy over here making fun of me, and I'm
But
not
like
even that
those
fat.
things, like you say them, and then they're in people's brains, and then they're like, oh my god, am I fat? You know?
You're talking about some hardcore subliminal messaging that I do not concern myself with.
Alright, are we gonna go deal with this mayor?
Right now?
I mean, I'm assuming we're fast tracking the timeline.
Sure. I mean, this is the sun rises. Yeah, you had a long rest, or that was your night talk, and then you can take a long rest, and you wake up in the morning.
Okay. Long rested up so that we can get all of our stuff. I don't think any of us use stuff except for Quipper.
Aether. The orb looks like a pretty tough thing today. Would you like to try it out?
Yeah, I would.
It shifted in the night, and it looks hard.
Let's try. Do I add anything to it? Do I have my intelligence modifier?
Oh yeah, your intelligence modifier.
Yeah,
sure.
I thought so, but I rolled
Yeah.
pretty low on the last one. 22.
Nice.
Well done. That is in fact just enough. I would like for you to roll on this table.
The percentage or not?
Yes, percentile die.
I gotta say, my brain train has been chugging along on a more and more rickety rail the later it gets today. My
Yeah.
mental energy is still up here from all the caffeine, but like I could feel my eyes screaming at me.
If
Oh,
I
I
get a
was
5 and a
close to
0,
level.
is that 50 or 60?
Wait, like on your
Like, on the percentage dice, I got 50, but then on the
That's 60.
D10, I got a 10.
That's 60 because there's.
Oh,
no
then that's
60.
50.
50.
50.
What you talking about?
Okay.
50.
It's 50.
That don't make any sense because there's no 100
Yes,
on
it does.
this. There's just 0. On
Yeah,
the
there's
double-digit
0,
die.
and then if you roll 0 again, then that's
Wait,
then
Carmen,
that's
you're supposed to roll a percentile and a d10.
I know.
yeah.
That's what
So
you-
if you were
I got 50 and then I got a 0.
the way to get 100 is you roll a 0 0 and then a 0 again. If
So-
you
so
roll
then
a
how do
0
you-
0 and then you roll a 1, then that is 1.
But then how do you get 10? Because at that point you're
Oh, she got-
suggesting that.
Then you get a 10 on the percentile dice, and then you get a 0.
Alright.
But
So-
she got a 50 and then a 10 on the d10, so isn't that...
So it's
It's
so
50.
the number is the second.
So it's
It's
still
50.
0? Oh, because it's a 0 on the...
Yes, the percentile dice tells you the first so it's like is it a 10, is it a 20, is it a 30? Whereas the second one tells you the second number.
So
Okay.
what you're saying is that like, because it's only 1 to 100, you're saying that 0 is 100.
It can be, yeah.
But the 0 represents 10. I'm so upset by what you just. I mean, I'll go with that for your campaign,
So
Ryan. But
instead of
just
it
know,
being-
I refuse to
It
ever
straight up
consider
makes sense.
it that
There's
way.
no other way to do it.
Yeah, instead
Sure
of the
there
digits
is.
being
0
1 to
is
9 or
10,
1 to 10,
and this is face
0 to
value.
9.
So if you roll 001, that's 1. If you roll 90-10, that's 100 because that's what 90 plus 10 is.
No. Instead of it being like 1 to 10, it's 0 to 9. Like that's the range of digits, so that you have a 0.
I
in order to
understand
have-
that, but it's just
You don't
my
add a
brain
10.
does not like the fact.
I got 50.
I think you should
Yeah,
try
I
again
got 50.
tomorrow. You take so as you do
Tell
it,
me
you finally click and unlatch it, and it opens up, and there's just a flash of like rainbow light that encases your face like a cannon of light, and then your face feels really heavy. And as the light goes away, and like you're finally able to see again after you blink out the light, your face feels really heavy, and your eyelids are like hanging closed. Your eyelashes have become a foot long.
That's epic.
Whoa.
You can see these massive eyelashes just coming out of her face.
I imagine that like Aether did this like the first time, like when she woke up. So like
That is
Nick
correct.
wakes up,
Yep.
looks at Aether, sees foot-long eyelashes, and is like,
Ever the prankster my father was.
"Am I
Most of the things in the orbs are pranks.
It'll wear
your
off.
eyelashes pretty long?"
It won't be a permanent thing.
They last.
Doing this stuff. You're not a
Un-
shapeshifter. Are you a shapeshifter too?
No, it's because of this. I promise. It's because of this.
Sorry, Ryan, I interrupted you. You can continue.
You're fine. I probably shouldn't spoil it anyway.
Wow. Spoilers.
But in any case,
Those make you drive faster.
no, those they give you disadvantage on perception checks
Oh
Spoilers?
no!
for as long as they last.
God.
Can
Oh,
we just like cut them?
Could try, I guess.
I'm gonna take scissors and just be like,
Have scissors.
They snip. I mean, she didn't. She just kind of did it like in a place. But they do snip off.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Would you like to reform them to a normal length?
Trim 'em
All right,
down.
then you do that, and they return to a normal eye length, and you are no longer disadvantaged on perception checks.
I imagine they're
Brilliant.
like a foot long, so you cut them down to normal length, and then when it would have normally worn off, all of a sudden they just like shoot out a foot behind your head.
These ones do not wear off.
No, that's
That one
awesome.
did not wear off.
That's
It just
Nice.
was that way until you did something about it.
that's it.
That's funny. That's really
"Good thing I cut them."
Yeah.
cute.
In any
Alright,
case,
guys, let's go deal with this mayor. Let us do some work.
you go in. It's $5 copper cost on the metro.
Okay.
Ah, yes.
Travel across, you see the same beautiful scene, and since it is the morning and the sunrise, there's a second while you're on the bullet train where the whole red sun rises through the crack, and you can see it, the whole thing, for a good 5 minutes before it passes over.
I'm gonna hold up like some of my glass stuff and try to catch the light and just make it pretty.
For these 5 minutes, the entire city goes a bright crimson red, and it feels like really warm and welcoming and beautiful.
So nice.
But you find your way back to the scale district, to the same gloomy architecture that was there before. Here, I'm afraid we're gonna have to change up the music.
Does anybody have something immediately to say to Quipper? Because if not, I'm gonna go get more water.
Clipper, I would love some inspiration before I do this, by the way. It doesn't have to
What
be
are you
right
doing?
now, but, like right before I do it.
Alright, well, I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
I might also disappear for like 2 seconds, but I will be
Sure,
right
now's the time.
Why don't we take like a quick break?
What a
We
quick
don't
break.
have to, like, turn stuff off, but like a quick break. I'll be right back.
I guess I'm alone. Hello, Anthony, if you're here. I'm just gonna hop on chat. How you guys doing? Having a good day? $1 million, but for the rest of your life. Your skin changes to a random color of the rainbow every time you wake up. Anybody that's paying attention in the chat should also answer.
That would be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, are we assuming that we live in a world that makeup still exists?
Yeah, you live in this world.
So, like, you're not, like, confined to, like, that color, but, like, that would be so fun.
Dude, you need every color palette. You need like a like eyeshadow palette, but for foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And just tons of them.
I think that would be fun. Especially if you had, like, black hair.
Here's a question.
Like, different colors.
Which D&D race would you choose to be in the real life? Like, let's say everyone gets to be a D&D race. Like, suddenly the whole world gets that, like, kind of diversity. What race would you choose? I'm tempted to change the phrase to species because I think it just makes more sense and has better implications. But in any case.
I would want to be an elf.
First of all, which one would you want to be, and which one would you be? Because let's be honest, we are not always what we want to be.
What are we talking about?
If you could pick like a D&D race to be in real life,
like the whole world becomes like D&D races.
If I could
what
choose
race would you
one,
want to be, and what
You
race
choose one,
you
and
think you would be?
yeah,
depends
based on your
entirely
personality and build.
Depends entirely on what the parameters are here. If I could choose any race in D&D, I would choose one that was immortal, because while a lot of people are like, I wouldn't want to be immortal because I'd have to watch all my friends and family die. Sure, that'd be really sad, but to be perfectly honest with you, the number one thing that interests me the most in the world is information, and especially history. And if I could be the like global source of knowledge about everything, that
Granted,
would be,
there's other people that are also this race,
that would be
but
the
keep in mind,
fulfillment of a dream.
let's keep the races to like Player's Handbook.
Then probably an elf because they live the longest, and I could be like, yeah, I remember that. That was like 700 years ago.
Probably Player's Handbook and like the other associated rule books like Xanthar's, Polo's Guide.
Still an elf because I'm pretty sure they still live the longest. But in reality, I'd probably be a dwarf because I am short and stocky and kind of a loud asshole.
And also, you want to live for a really long time, have a crazy memory, and etch things in stone, but your mind? Yeah, you're a dwarf. Come on, man.
Of course.
Like, the motivations for being old, you just described as being a dwarf.
Pretty much.
Also, dwarves live about as long as elves.
Not really. I mean, according to the actual Player's Handbook, dwarves live to be like 350. Elves live to be like 700 something.
Dude, I don't support that nonsense.
I do, because I think it adds.
Yo,
I think
you
it
guys.
has legitimate reason.
Yeah?
Coretta was trying to say her race.
Sorry.
every time I
Sorry.
looked over her.
I'm sorry,
fine.
Corinna. I'm a loud asshole. I'm a dwarf. What can I say?
Don't
I'm a
worry
Gemini.
about it. I was just saying that being a changeling would be so fun because like that's literally like acting with yourself as like your costumes and effects. Like that's sick. I would love doing that. I don't know what I would actually be though. I feel like I'd just be a human.
You be a human?
I don't know. Like I feel like all the elves are like they're graceful and they're like kind of tall and they live a long time. Like, I don't want to live forever.
Yeah.
I'm lonely, and also I'm not like graceful or tall or anything, and I don't feel like I have the personality of a dwarf or a gnome.
D&D elves are short though.
I don't know. I'm just vibing.
Not to typecast you for being of a shorter height, but halflings, you're really close with your family. Tight
could see
family
you as a
bonds.
halfling.
That's
Like,
true.
I could see you as a halfling.
No, I could vibe as a halfling. You're right. That'd be fun. And I could always try again when I failed.
That's
Yeah,
true. They're just,
that's true.
They're lucky.
True.
You're weirdly lucky, yeah.
I think I would. I mean, obviously, I want to be an elf. Just the grace, the knowledge, the look, the aesthetic. Love it. What I actually think I am? Well, I'm snobby as fuck, so I think I'm an elf.
That's valid.
Or a half elf.
Okay, that's not valid.
Because
That's
I'm that confident in myself.
I think I would like to be a tiefling. I think if I were a tiefling, though, I would go like normal human-ish skin tones, like maybe a little off, you know, not quite human skin tone, but close. I'm not a red or purple tiefling, you know, but I'd want the tail. I'd like the ever so slight horns, you know. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I don't know what I'd be. I
You
don't
like
know.
big horns?
No.
What? Oh my
I
god.
I want like the hint of devil horns, you know.
Ryan, you would definitely be either a gnome or an elf.
A gnome or an elf?
I could see you as a gnome.
I'm
I think
surprised.
it's
You're
spoons
just
in
such
you.
a smartass.
Yep.
I mean, I am too, but you're actually good at being a smartass. So I mean, you know,
Can I go with a drow then, because they're hotter?
Sure, whatever floats your boat, Ryan. I feel like entirely because you said I would be a drow because they're hotter. You would be a drow just because you have that high of an opinion of yourself. Like I would be
To be
the
fair,
hottest.
all
I
elves
would
have
be
that
the
opinion
hottest
of themselves.
Of the elves, obviously.
Ryan, we're really out here being a power couple. Okay, let's get back to
In any case, back to the
I have a
game,
mayor
guys.
to
That was an
seduce.
important conversation.
Yeah, it was
I have a
fun.
mayor to seduce. This is very.
I also feel like I could be a half elf though, just because of how indecisive I am. Like half elves are like, they're not quite a human, they're not quite an elf. Like they're kind of laid back, but also a little ambitious. But like they don't
I
really
don't know,
what they
man.
want to do. They're just kind of there. That's also kind of
I
me,
don't
but
know,
I'm
man.
definitely a dwarf. Half
I
elf
think you're a
would be-
dwarf.
Half elf is like a distant second though. I feel like
You give very dwarven vibes.
I do my best.
You walk into a room and you're like, hey!
What's up, everybody? I'm here. I'm loud. I'm in charge. I aspire to have a beard to match that of a dwarf someday, but it's probably
The
not
way
gonna
Matt
happen.
walks into a room in D&D is the exact same as he enters a room in real life.
That's pretty. That's actually pretty valid.
In any case,
I love
anybody
this.
actually paying attention to these videos should tell us what theirs would be, because it's just important to me and it's one of my favorite questions to ask. And very few people I ask that question actually know D&D races, so they can't like respond in an educated manner.
That'd be fun to see.
So I like this.
Or if you disagree with our assessments of ourselves,
Yes.
tell us
Yeah.
why. Tell us.
Try to
tell
tell
me.
me that
Try.
I'm not
Try to
graceful.
tell me I'm not a dwarf.
fight
Try to
me.
tell me.
Come
I have,
after me.
I have accepted my physical stature.
Corinna's sitting there like, oh my god.
Coretta's like, they're so
Okay.
confrontational right now.
All right, let's get back to the game.
Like it. That was an
We
Australian
want to end
accent.
before 12.
Not a Scottish accent, but that's okay.
So
Let's go.
Back to fake reality.
I can't do accents.
back to our shared hallucination.
Yup.
Yes.
I forgot
All right.
caffeine.
I didn't even say her name.
My brain's turned.
All right, so you head back onto the transit. You're back into the Scale District. I thought I'd turn on music.
You might have turned it off when we went on a little bit.
Uh-oh. I was just singing Pirates of the Caribbean. Now we're gonna
What
get
time of day is it?
Should
It's
be the
10,
morning, right?
10:25 p.m.
Make sure you turn up the music a little bit because it's just ambiance, so it's a little quieter.
Oh, it's real
Nope.
quiet. I had to like double the volume.
Yeah, I did too.
Actually, I'm
In
gonna
any
turn
case.
it up even further.
Welcome back to the Scaled District with the gentle rise and fall of the breathing of the Great Tarrasque. And you are with the heat coming up from the giant animal rising up from the earth. Where would you like to go?
Do
I
we
want
know
to
where he
find
lives?
where the blushing tankard is.
Oh, right.
Okay. Just make a persuasion or investigation check to find your way around.
Okay, persuasion. There is no way. My investigation is shite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally trash at everything that's not charisma or
Pretty much
sneaking.
me. Oh boy, that fell out of my thing. Okay. 16.
16. Very nice. All right. You are able to find your way eventually to the Blushing Tankard. It's kind of an upper class place. You see, this is like doubles as a tavern and a brothel.
Oh,
Hence the name.
I figured. I had a sneaking suspicion.
Okay, so what's the plan? Or is it just gonna be you this time?
I think it might be worth going in and scoping around the place. Maybe just getting a look. I can sort of try to blend into the crowd and just take a look around while you guys wait outside.
Sure, yeah, I don't exactly blend in anywhere, so I can, I guess, keep some kind of watch. Make sure he isn't, going around and not coming here.
Is it you that can send mind messages, or is it Quipper?
Quipper
Not me.
sends a message to Nyx's mind saying, "It's me."
Okay, well, I doubt he'll be coming in the middle of the day. I will probably have to wait till nighttime. But if you see him, warn me, and then I'll transform and we can go forward. But I doubt that'll happen. This is just kind of recon, getting the lay of the land. I doubt that they'll be happy that there's someone pretending to work here who doesn't.
Did it just?
Ryan, you're
What's
not
going on?
making
Like
noise.
all three of you have progressively been silent and then not silent for the last.
This
like,
is
10
my
seconds
mic.
of
I
your
moved my
time.
mic farther away to try to help with the echo.
Lizzie sounded like she was underwater. Ryan just cut out completely. Was there something wrong with mine?
You also cut out completely at some point. I saw you sitting there going,
I speak now.
Like,
Can you
it's
hear
very
me?
faint.
"I can hear you, right."
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
Test 1, 2, 3.
I think
3,
you're
4,
good.
5.
Cool. Sounds good.
We didn't hear what you said though.
It's fine. It sounded for a second like Lizzie was underwater for me.
Yeah,
It's
the
so
dude what it
weird.
sounded like.
All right. So, what
Love
are
our
we?
technical issues.
I am looking out, just trying to make sure that I don't obviously see the mayor walking around. He probably isn't here, but I'm just keeping watch outside the tavern while Nyx is doing her recon thing in there.
Great point.
Um,
Do you guys know what the mayor looks like?
No.
Probably not, actually.
I would assume he's very stately.
I would assume
are we
they would
looking for
probably
the
try to
amulet?
look as inconspicuous as possible when coming to a place like
And he's
this.
probably hiding the amulet.
And it is early in the morning right now, so he wouldn't be going to the Blushing Tankard right now. So
Yeah, that's we figured.
I mean, you
Well-
could just, like, if there's anyone that's, like, I don't know, drunk in there already, maybe you could just, like, weasel up.
Yeah,
and
I
ask
imagine
them
it's
what
not
the
very.
mayor-
Is it busy right now? Probably not.
As much as I hate giving
No,
up my own
not
money,
closely.
we could also just bribe them to tell us when the mayor shows up.
Maybe,
That
but
might
that's a
arouse
target on
suspicion.
us,
Yeah.
like right away.
Not if we just change to look like people that we aren't.
Is there like a town hall?
There's a mayor's house, which is technically a state building.
You want to just go break into his house and look at him while he's sleeping so that we can find
Well,
out what
no,
he looks
'cause
like,
that's
so
what
that
you
later
know.
on when we trap him in an equally inconspicuous location, we can take his thing.
No,
Let's
you know,
not
like
break into his house.
town halls have like usually pictures of like members of the government, you know,
I see what you're
like
suggesting.
portraits. So I was like wondering if there's like one of those, so we know what he looks like.
It's not a bad idea, I suppose. It's better than breaking into his house and looking at him.
Definitely, if we're trying to start out cordially instead of just stealing it from him.
Is there a way for me to sneak into the brothel place?
We could go to the mayor's house.
Nobody's at the door.
I could disguise myself as a little kid and like knock on the door and ask to see the mayor that I love so much.
At the
Like-
brothel or the...
No, at the mayor's house.
Oh, I'm talking about the brothel right now.
I'm talking about the mayor's house.
Okay. Well, I wanted to still do recon and get a layout of what the brothel looks like.
Sure.
Is there like a window that's open anywhere on the first floor?
Sure, not on the first floor. There's a couple balconies, though.
I don't
It
know
seems
much
like-
about somebody doing the nasty.
Yep. There's... The problem is that places like this tend not to leave their windows open because of the smell of the fields.
Okay.
And
Right.
well,
Well, we have them. Okay. Back it up. Why don't tonight we come back when it's busier, so it's easier to blend in.
Mm-hmm.
Get a look of how everything's going. In the meantime, we figure out what the mayor looks like.
Right.
Then that way we're more prepared. And if we come back tonight, get a layout, maybe we come a little earlier than he might when it's starting to get busy. Maybe tonight. If we don't feel comfortable doing it tonight, we can do it. Try maybe tomorrow or the next night or something like that, you know?
Right, and maybe while we're looking around trying to figure out what he looks like, we could kind of get a lay of the surrounding area just in case he tries to make a run for it.
or in case
That's a
we need
good
to make
idea,
a
too.
run for it.
I don't know. I can be very scary. Maybe he feels the need to run away from me because I'm scary.
Either way, I think it would be good to, know how to get around.
Sure.
So I guess I'll just sit here while you scope out the place.
Well,
No,
I'm not
no.
going to do it now.
Not now.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till later at night to do the inside. We can, like, walk around the neighborhood and get a
Okay.
general idea to right now.
Do you-
though.
Are you going to the mayor's house / state building, or are you going to the...
No, what we're doing is, like, we're, like, walking around, like, maybe not the building itself, but, like, the block, the street, just, like, getting a general layout of, like, alleyways and stuff just to, like, in case he makes a, like, in case he's running away from us and we need to go after him.
Sure. Make a survival or an insight check.
Can multiple people roll?
Sure.
Cool. This dice has been good to me tonight. I'll use that one.
3!
18 insight.
That's so much better.
Aether has a pretty solid understanding of where she thinks he would run.
Nyx is looking at a wall going, I wonder if there's a secret door here.
Throws herself into the wall. Alright, so are we going to ask around?
I mean, we could
and
just try to
find-
go to the mayor's house.
Just knock right on the door. Do
I
people
mean,
do
I
that?
wonder if they give tours.
Of the mayor's house?
You know, like, sometimes there's, like, super rich people who, like to show off how rich they are, so they're like, oh, here's a tour of a very specific section of my house. Is that not a thing that happens?
You don't know. You haven't been in this district for
I
a
don't
whole
know, I
lot.
mean, if I was a rich person, I don't think I would trust random people coming in my house on a regular basis.
Would you like to go?
Sure.
Let's go take a look at it.
It's not far from here. It's about a 15-minute walk.
Oh,
You,
how convenient for the mayor.
You go there, and it seems that there's a large building. You can see it is of a similar Gothic architecture as to the rest of it, but it's much larger than the others. It seems to have like a proper manor house, you know. It seems to be both a house, but at the same time, a certain air of professionalism around it. There's two Embernox guards sitting at the front, kind of wearing these somewhat special uniforms, marking their unique duty. And they're both sitting there, whereas you see a farmer with his hat clutched up to his chest is talking to them briefly, and then they let him on through.
Are you two both going to disguise yourselves?
Yeah, I'll turn into something a little less inconspicuous.
I
What
guess
disguise?
Do you want to look more conspicuous? Okay,
No,
I don't
less.
know, I'm just, I don't know.
Less conspicuous. Like, probably like a little dwarf girl or something.
Okay.
That's
Do you
it.
walk up? What are you guys doing?
I'll walk up.
Alright.
And I'll go to the cards.
I will not.
Hello,
walk
Hello,
up.
ma'am. What can we do for you
I
today?
remain at a distance.
These are both dwarves.
That's okay.
I want to point out, like, I'm not like a young woman. Like, I am a little dwarven girl. Like, I'm a child. I want to go up and leave. Although I can't speak dwarf. I'll just speak common. It's okay. It's fine. Oh my gosh, that house is so big. Are we allowed to go in and look at it?
Oh, usually just by appointment, young lady. And he has like darker skin with a short white beard, and he kneels down to you. Just by appointment, but if you maybe if you come by with your parents, we might be able to have you meet the mayor.
Oh, my parents are right here.
I am.
I didn't think
I
I
am,
was there.
I am not there.
I'm not. I can't disguise myself.
Walked away.
Imagine now. My parents are right here.
Oh.
Oh, never mind. I've been
Should-
completely abandoned in the street.
Do you know where your parents were? I can walk you back.
She starts crying very loudly.
Oh, hey, do you know where they last were? And he's like,
I don't know.
all right, how about you walk with me? We're gonna try to find somebody. And he goes, hey, watch my post for a little bit. And he tries to find. You guys just hear the crying of a child, and eventually see an Embernox guard and the transformed girl that she once was.
Ryan, I'm gonna turn invisible and try and just walk past the other guard.
Okay.
I don't know what to do. I'm just standing there.
I'm gonna make a stealth check at advantage.
17.
Okay, yeah. Tap. You go right through.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
You just kind of slide through the door.
Yeah. Are there any windows around?
Yeah.
I can use my shoelaces to just like work my way up to a second story window and just look inside and just see what I see.
Okay. You see at the top layer, in one like right above where the entrance is, there is an office that you can currently see a man with black hair sitting at the desk. Sitting at the desk writing.
Interesting.
You're looking at the back of him.
Spell ends with target. Okay. Does this window open?
Not this one, but you could circle around a little bit.
I'm just gonna like scoot over till I get to a different window and try and.
All right, so you get to a window, you look in. It's one of those like I forget what it's called, but like the wavy windows that you can't really see through, and you're like, this is probably a bathroom.
Sure, one of those.
Yeah, this one opens. You can open it back up, kind of slowly and carefully, so it doesn't make a whole lot of noise.
Sure.
You can crawl on through with your small body. It'd be more difficult for a larger person, but you are able to fit through pretty snugly.
Nice. I'm then going to disguise myself as the guard that took Lizzie away.
Okay. You see inside this bathroom, it's like really nice. It's like the super wealthy kind of bathroom. It looks nice.
Because I assume by then it's probably been a... Oh wait, invisibility lasts up to an hour? Never mind, not yet. I'm staying invisible a little longer.
Okay.
I'll just creep does this, based on room locations, is there a door from this bathroom to the room I just saw, or do I need to go out?
This
somewhere?
door connects directly to that office.
Oh.
It's a small bathroom. It's like it only has like a toilet and a sink, really.
Could I like?
It seems like it is specific for that.
Am I in front of where the guy was facing?
You would be to his right,
Oh,
but like in front of him to the right.
interesting. All right. Let me read. Okay. I'm gonna try and slowly, quietly open the door, just a little bit, just enough to where I can look.
All right. You're gonna have to make another stealth check for that one.
Advantage.
At
or-
advantage.
Okay.
At advantage, yeah.
Alright. That's 14.
14. Yes, there's a bit of a creak when you do, but you look through, you can see the man. He is of like a tanner skin tone. He has jet black hair that is kind of like slicked back. He doesn't appear to have any facial hair. He's got a really kind of a bushy brow.
Is that the only door to get into this bathroom?
Yes, this is the only door.
Hmm.
It's a small bathroom. It's like,
Interesting.
it looks like it's made specifically for this office for working time. You can see him as he sits there, goes, oh, when did I leave that door open? And he stands up, and you can see he's wearing these like it looks almost like a normal suit, but over top of it, kind of like a mantle or like a long coat that is a crimson color as well as a fur outline. And he stands up and he walks over in your direction because you realize you left the bathroom door open, so the smell of the field circled into his room.
Oh, you mean the bathroom,
So he goes
you mean
and
the
kind of
bathroom
shuts the
window?
door in your face.
Or you mean I left the bathroom window open?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it circulated air from the fields into the room, so he smelled it and kind of shuts the door in your face.
Interesting. I opened it again.
Okay.
I closed
You-
the window first.
Okay.
And then I
You
opened the
open the door.
bathroom.
You're gonna have to make another stealth check.
Oh, I'm gonna
This
make
man's
another
gonna
stealth
be
check, don't worry.
So the DC's probably higher.
Ooh, that's real nice. That's a 9.
He walks up. As soon as you open it, you can see, and he's looking right at the door. He stands up and pulls out a rapier and holds it in front of him and begins to approach it, kind of like pointing it in the direction of where the door opened. And he begins to slide it through where the hole was, where you once were. I assume you moved.
What is in?
He kind of flicks it so it opens the door.
What is in the bathroom?
There is a sink with like soap containers. There's a toilet.
That's it.
Rolled toilet paper,
Little-
normal bathroom kind of things.
little
There's a small
powder.
rug on the floor.
Little powder.
There's this tiny chandelier.
I'm gonna speak into his mind, and I'm just gonna say like, we've been watching you.
You say that, and he kind of has a general idea of where this thing was, and he's just going to release a random flourish of the rapier in your direction.
Nice. Can't
Wait,
for
that-
one.
Even though he said it in his mind?
Yeah, I mean, he had a general idea that something opened the door, not once but twice. So he thinks it's probably in the bathroom. I rolled the same thing twice.
And what would that be?
So that is a 21 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, that hits.
It was at disadvantage, I do promise. That's a really good hit. This is max damage.
Nice.
9.
Ooh,
That
hurts.
He stabs into you, and it just like kind of stabs into in between your throat and your clavicle, and it's this like horrible wheeze as like blood begins to kind of circulate through, start to pour out of you, and a bunch of blood splatters on the floor. Do you lose invisibility?
It's concentration.
Okay, so make your concentration check.
I'll admit,
You need to exceed 10.
this is like the first time I've made a concentration check ever, because I've never played spellcasters before. So I honestly
Like a
don't.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. Good thing I'm real great at those. That's like 13.
Okay, then you succeed.
Okay.
But like blood pours out on the floor, and there's a brief smile. He goes, "Who's watching me? Stay back."
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna attempt to stealthily move past him and out of the bathroom. Because as a halfling, I can move
make a stealth check.
through his space.
You're moving into his space and
Yes.
out.
Uh-huh.
This is a small bathroom, and he's like kind of standing in the doorway.
Sure.
So I'm gonna
But that's
make
that
you do the
halfling
stealth check
nimbleness,
at
baby.
disadvantage, but it just be a normal roll.
22.
Okay, you just like as he goes forwards, he tries to do another stab into the air, and as he does, he puts his foot forward for the lunge, and you just kind of like do a roll in between his legs and find yourself on the other side.
I'm just gonna, into his mind, I'm just gonna be like, that depends. You are the mayor, are you not?
I am.
Wow.
That's all we
What a
needed to
What do you
smart-
know.
want from me?
Let me think. I'm just gonna cast sleep.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. This is fantastic.
I'm just gonna
I
use.
feel like sleep is the new haste.
I'm just gonna use
You're
roll.
pretty much.
I'm just gonna use roll 20 to do it because that's a lot easier.
It's a signature spell.
It's just so useful in.
It's one of the best spells in the game. I love sleep.
Haste. Haste is so good.
Haste is good.
Roll 20 or D&D Beyond's taking a second. I keep saying roll.
I'm
20.
throwing minions at you. Sleep.
I ask if this guy is stronger than Lizzie, specifically so that I can know whether or not Sleep might be able to one-shot him. Sleep. 27.
Yes, I am. What's happening? Huh? And he just face first on the ground.
So I'm no longer invisible, but does he have anything around his neck?
You can inspect it, but those of you that are outside hear a brief thump on the ground, or like maybe you don't hear it, but you see as the guard at the front, the one remaining one, goes, "What was that?" And begins to walk back into the house. Yes, but you don't see that. You inspect it. You pull away his shirt, and you can see hidden beneath his tie, hidden beneath his like 2 layers of shirts. You see beneath there is a small like amulet made out of a hawk's skull.
That's all I needed to see. I take it, or attempt to take it.
Wow, that was easy.
Don't say that yet. Don't say that yet.
That bathroom window I came in from, Ryan. I opened.
So as you do that and you get up, you hear the door open behind you to the office.
I jump out of the window.
And a guard say, "Hey, Mayor, you," and then make a dexterity check versus his perception just to get out of there faster than he can like see.
17.
That is a success, or at least you think you succeed. As you just like fly out, you fly out. You take.
I cast Feather Falling.
Never mind. You take and you just gently float to the bottom.
When I hit the ground,
as it
I cast Invisibility again.
disappeared.
I walk back out the front gate.
And just like that, he is gone like a whisper.
I did all of that stuff getting ready to have to seduce this man's. I was so excited.
I'm
Aren't you
sorry,
still a crying
guys.
child?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am a crying child. I am sobbing, wandering aimlessly looking for my non-existent parents.
What you guys just witnessed is a good indication. Like, Howl couldn't cast spells, but that was a good indication of how a couple of Howl's missions went.
Yeah.
Back
Not
in
that
my
smoothly.
solo runs.
Not
Not
even
that
close
smoothly
to
at
that
all. Not that smoothly at all. But
Howl never was that smooth.
I can specifically remember a couple instances where it's like I sneak in a second story window, I kill a guy, I scared the shit out of a guy when he walked it. So I specifically remember one instance where a guard like walked into the room. I was like full Nightwalker garb, and I was just like, do you really want to do this? And he was like, nope, shut the door and left. And I was just like, all right, that works for me. And I just like,
Made sleeping noises or something.
oh, well, that was, yeah, that was,
that was Hal's first adventure before
That was
he
the
was
first
properly Hal.
that was
And they
about
were
it.
like, "What is that?
Is
This
there-
does not sound like sleep."
Is there a pig in there? But anyway.
There's a wild pig inside this man's house.
No, it was great. Howl's never with that smoothly though, man. Who knew spellcasters were the way to go? I have
Yeah, that was.
that was all of my spell slots. Every
I
single
mean,
one
yeah,
of
but it
them.
was absolutely brilliant.
It's text.
Yeah, that was like executed.
And I mean,
perfectly.
You could
textbook stuff.
activate Featherfall and turn invisible so that you float to the bottom invisible, so you're not just like a person flying out of a window.
That's true. Well, I don't know if I could do that.
It's not concentration, is it?
No, but like invisibility is a
Yeah.
full turn, like an action to cast. I mean, Featherfall is a
Sure, but
reaction.
Featherfall is a reaction, so you could just boom.
I guess yeah.
Like I assume, like as you were diving out of the window, it was just doo doo.
More or
Like
less.
you
I guess
cast
that's fair.
Featherfall as you dove out, and then you cast invisibility.
Yeah, it's probably.
Well, I guess now we don't have to seduce him.
Is there any guards? I guess the one guard at the front gate left.
You see after a few minutes, an alarm goes off.
Well,
But like
am I already like out of the gate though?
a few minutes later, and you can be gone.
Oh, well, I'm gone. Do I see?
Yeah.
Hold
Hey,
on.
Oh, yeah.
Aether. I remember.
Mhm.
I'm all good. Do I see her?
You see Aether looking confused, just looking around.
I'm just gonna like send her a mental message and be like, do you know where Nick's went? You can't see me at all, but you just hear me in your brain.
I'm guessing I
You
see
know.
the crying child wandering around.
Sure,
Oh, is she
you know
still-
where she
is
went at
still
least.
around.
The guard got me like a lollipop, and
Yeah.
I'm just sitting like near the gate or something, just like twiddling my toes.
Hey, it's okay, sweetie. I'm sure we'll find them.
I guess I'll go uninvisible at this point. There's no reason to
Mhm.
stay invisible. Nobody saw me, so we're all good.
I mean, that was good because if you were just flying outside the window, even with Featherfall, somebody might have seen you.
That's true.
Like it's a busy kind of street, so yes, somebody would have seen you. But you did literally everything right.
What can I
I'm
say?
gonna like once I see Aether and Clipper together, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I think I see some of my friends.
I'm
So I think they'll be able to help me." Thank you so much, Mr. Guard.
Friends with
guy.
them? Are you? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm happy you're okay. If you need anything, you can come back to me. I'll be right here for the next 12 hours.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you.
poor
You have
guy.
a great day.
What a long
And he
shift.
goes back to his post.
And I'm gonna go find my friends.
Mhm.
And sort of meld into the crowd and transform back into Nyx.
So so my plan was to just see if I could spot the mayor, see his face, and then I could just like change into him so you guys would know what he looks like. But I ended up getting this, and I just pull out the necklace.
Don't pull it out.
As he pulls it out, you just hear an alarm bell and it in the mayor's house start going off.
Well, put that away. We should walk away very slowly.
Put it away. So
Well,
yeah, it was
How?
wild. Huh? Well, I found the mayor's office, and I was invisible.
let's walk and talk.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like confirm it was him, so I tried to open the door so I could like pretend to be like a ghost or something, and just try to get him to admit out loud that he was in fact the mayor, just so I could make sure it was him. But then he heard me opening the door, and he had to investigate, and he stabbed me. But I didn't lose my invisibility, and then I put him to sleep and took it and left. More or
So
less.
now we don't even have to go through the plan.
I mean, we could still do the plan if you really want to scare the shit out of him a second time today, but I mean, we got what we
It would be
need.
really nice to mess with him.
Let's get this to where it's supposed to be first, just in case. And then
Okay.
I guess we can play practical jokes.
It's pretty
Oh my
great,
god,
though.
you guys! I could like seduce him and then turn into Celia Soot and be like, "Ah."
It was good.
But
I did some.
wouldn't that make him want to, find her and attack her?
I think he'd probably be afraid of her.
I feel like leading
We can talk about it later. Let's go give Celia the necklace back.
Right.
Yeah,
Also,
good
it might
stuff.
not have been the right one. Maybe, who knows?
Oh,
Probably
that wouldn't
was.
that be wild? I did
That
some
would,
like
that
I
would
did
be
some
funny.
I did some proper poltergeist stuff to get this thing. He opened the door. I like dove between his legs. I was speaking into his brain. It was great. It was pretty awesome.
Definitely looks like her craftsmanship.
You after a few minutes of you guys walking in the opposite direction, just like a bunch of Embernox guards go rushing past you, and it seems like they're on high alert now. But in large part, after about a few minutes, it doesn't seem like anybody, like most of the guards, know what the problem is yet. So at this point, you're clear.
Let's
You
go
just
to Celia.
just fast walk in opposite direction. Eventually, you make it to Celia's hut. Do you approach?
Let's get that music.
I'm all about that
That
improv.
music.
The music, that's so great. I'm gonna need to turn it down though.
I did do it. I thought I did. No.
Man, I love playing stealthy characters.
There we go.
That's very loud in comparison.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Sorry, we have to change it pretty regularly. It just be that way sometimes.
That's the mood.
All right, here we go. Ah. So you've come back. The cat is not there right now.
I'm sad.
Oh, she's out hunting.
Oh, well, Mr. Quipper here was very
Mm.
clever, and he got the medallion for you. We didn't even have to seduce the mayor, which is kind of sad because I wanted to mess with him.
What can I
Very
say?
good.
I'm good at improv.
I am
That's what I do.
impressed with all of your work, and I hope we can work together on future deeds.
Man, why you gotta say it in
May
the
I have it?
creepiest way you could possibly say it? Why you gotta say it like that? I mean, you
Nick's
can
just
have
like-
it, and I just like hand it to him.
Elbowing Quipper, just like
Or
Thank
hand it to
you.
her. But like, you know,
She holds it into her hand and is like kind of holding it between her fingers. And as she does, she mutters a few words, and it turns into gray dust and just turns into nothing.
that's nice.
Perfect.
Oh,
That was good. I'm glad that
Thank you for your services.
that's great.
So, I suppose you want your reward now. And she starts laying out a deck, fans out a deck of cards. They appear to be tarot cards.
This man said tarot.
Ooh, tarot cards.
I forgot about the card reading.
I mean, that was the reward.
I was
You know
like,
what?
"Oh, what's the reward gonna be?"
I want to clarify. I don't know how to do tarot cards. So, this is kind of me making it up.
I don't know
Do it.
either. I think you just pull them
Quipper
out and you're like,
found
omens.
The medallion. So we
There's
just
different
pick a card.
styles of doing it and stuff. Quipper, would
Hmm.
you like it first?
You know, I think I'll wait. I'll go last. That'll be my
It is your wish.
preference.
Who first?
I'd rather see what the deal
Don't
is.
be shy. Comes for us all.
I'll go first.
Excellent. So, Nyx, first, we will pull the card representing who you are now. And she pulls she kind of like lifts her hand, and all the cards suspend in air briefly, and like swirl around in a tiny tornado before she kind of just sticks her hand in, and a card lands between two of her fingers.
Where's this
Ah.
hand of fate?
The card of the Fool. Do
Ha!
not worry. I know it sounds mean,
Get wrecked.
but the Fool does not represent that who is stupid or immature. Each represents the innocence, the child, the inner good that exists within you.
Oh,
It
you're so sweet.
It is a reference to the good that you can do, or perhaps the evil which you can do in your ignorance. But
That's just-
now comes The future. And she lifts her hand once again into the swirling tornado of cards and puts it down. And without looking at the card, she says, and this is the card of the High Priestess. And it shows a woman in kind of like a holy uniform sitting upon a throne with like a crescent moon in the background. The High Priestess relies on her intuitions, knows the natural cycles of her body and the world. She relies on her intuition and the power of her own self to guide her forward. She knows the values of familial bond and the bond to one's own culture, which may have been taken from us. Perhaps it would be worth seeking that. This is what I offer you. And then she leans forward from her rocking chair for the first time, and you kind of see her hag-like appearance in full force for the first time as she gets close. And she leans all the way across the room to you and kind of like stands up, and as you do, she kind of rises to a size much greater than you thought she was. And she easily leans over to the table and gets super close to you until her face is like an inch away from yours, and she whispers something into your ear. Now, the DM is not omnipotent. So I can't tell you exactly what this whisper says, but it is hyper specific, but also cryptic. It lists specific signs about your surroundings or the world in the exact circumstance. This allows you, when you one time get to choose a roll. After you've already rolled it, you can decide to use this fortune to roll again. And no matter what you roll, you have to pick this one. This one is a +10 to whatever it is.
A +10?
Well, no, I shouldn't say a +10. You can't roll less than a 10.
Okay.
But you can only do this once. Once you do it once, it's gone forever.
Wow.
It's sort of like the reliable talent rogue thing. No matter what happens, you're not rolling below a 10.
Sorry, I'm writing this down.
Sure, and you can also do this for an enemy's attack roll against you. But if you do so, it is a +5 to your AC. I believe it is you next, Aether. Would you like to come up?
Sure. Step, sit.
Card of who you are. She puts it down once again. The card of the world. So twisted is the world now. And yet, you will always see the beauty in it, just as it is.
I just got real triggered when you said the world.
While beautiful and sweet, the things you find in this world, they can be your bane if you are not careful. But alas, this is your greatest strength. Do not forsake it. Oh, sorry. Okay. I messed up my things. No.
The wrong reading.
No. No.
Man, this whole tarot session is basically just one big JoJo reference.
Fuck. Okay.
happened?
It's good. I just mixed up some of my things.
He accidentally started reading a script to a JoJo episode.
And he pulls out the final card. And this is the chariot. This represents victory, a return to who you are, a discovery. You have a path ahead of you, something you're trying to deny, but sooner or later, you must choose to face it head on. This is your destiny. And she leans over and whispers in your ear a similar, super specific prophecy. And while it doesn't make any sense to you now, you get the sense it will someday. Quipper, please come forward.
I gotta
if you would
admit,
like.
I don't know how much I buy into this kind of stuff.
Shh! Don't be rude.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
Don't
Like,
worry.
I'll let you tell me
It's
what you're
okay.
gonna say, but I mean, this sounds like a lot of vague mumbo jumbo to me. But I mean, I'll listen to it. I'll take what you gotta say. But
Here we go. And she lifts her hand back and puts it down. You have who you are is the lovers. This represents a great duality in you, both good and evil, kind and cruel. Perhaps these are your past conflicting with who you are. But you must master this duality. Let one side overcome and you might lose what makes you special. In any case, the final card, I apologize to say, is the devil. And you see the picture appears to be like the typical Satan figure, red-skinned, long-curled horns, and serpents kind of entwining his throne.
the devil. I don't.
Devil.
I rather don't like the fact that that's where I'm headed. Apparently.
There's a great evil in your future. I offer no promises of overcoming it. But it does exist, and it will come, and there is nothing you can do to escape it. Or perhaps escape is not what you want. Perhaps you'd rather run into it. Take it head on. But this is up to you. That's just my take.
You know, I'm more about going the other way.
That shit's deep.
And that's what you will tell yourself.
I don't really know.
And
if
yet you'll run
it's-
forward, because that's who you are. And she leans over and once again tells you her secret. I hope these are helpful to you. I know they don't seem to be now, but I promise they will be.
I mean, I'll keep it in mind. I'm glad that there are demons in my future. That's pretty cool. Sounds like a fun time. Can't wait for that one. But like I said, probably just
It does not necessarily need to be a literal devil.
probably a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But you know, you do you. I'll take it. I'll buy it. I'll keep that in mind. I like that little secret. It's not bad.
All right. Yeah.
Ryan, I'm sending you a text message.
Okay.
This was amazing.
It was something.
Clipper, that's
I know. I'm sitting here like, oh, this is a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and then she hits me with like a, well, you got some crazy shit going on. This sounds like a bunch of hocus pocus to me.
Miss Soot, I have a question for you. You might not be able to answer it, but you seem like super duper smart. So, the other day, after, fighting the one guy we had to arrest, I usually have this ability to go into this really strong, like, angry rage, and it makes me a little stronger. And I got this mark, and, like, it's, like, on my back, like, on my shoulder, and it's, like, of a little, like, bay cat. And you were talking about the whole bond and cultural and natural cycles. Have you seen anything like this?
I've been alive a long, long time. I've seen this many times. Some people who are born in the place that you are
with the culture and the families that you have. Grow up and develop certain connections with the wild and the beasts within them. Learn to harness their spirits and pull upon it for themselves. But the real question is, who is your family?
Hmm.
I can tell you only one thing. You won't find them behind closed doors.
Hmm.
Okay. Does that mean they're outside? Like,
I'm afraid the rest is for you to discover, or else you will remain the fool forever. And she pushes the cards forward slightly.
okay.
I think she's calling you dumb.
Well, thank you very much. This was.
Although I should ask, are you prepared for... Do you have the blood or perhaps the gold to supplement it?
I don't right now. We got kind of busy.
I understand.
But I hope to soon.
Please do.
What was. Hold on one second. I'm writing notes.
Sure.
What was the drug? You said that sometimes people who take a certain drug. What was it?
There's some... There's two I had in mind. There's a drug, if you will call it that, called the lock shard. It's a type of crystal that some academics use to increase their mental abilities, but
The lock what?
lock shard, LOC shard. This shard, it has a mind of its own. And if you aren't careful, and if your mind isn't quite as powerful as you think it is, then sometimes you may become more shard than human. And after repeated use, perhaps that is what you are forever. Or another, more direct option would be some groups have created a hybrid between man and plant. There's a specific tree called the spinewood. The sap from this tree can be gathered and applied as a drug. It is powerful. Those that take it find themselves feeling strong, unstoppable. And the truth of it is, they are. But it is highly addictive.
So.
And once it overtakes you, once it overtakes you, you become more of a monster than man.
Okay. Well, this got very depressing very quickly.
Ryan, would I
Careful with the lock. Yeah?
No, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No,
I
because
shouldn't
you're
have been saying
talking
anything,
in
yeah.
game and I'm talking out
Okay.
of game.
Be careful with the lock shard stuff. There's a mind hidden within that. Even I can't decipher its mysteries.
And she pulls back into the shadow. What was that, Matt?
Would I know where to find somebody who may or may not have spinewood sap, or may or may not have used it at some point in time?
Make a history check.
And I'm real good at these. 13.
You do know, in fact, someone that sells it, although as of recent times, you've kind of lost contact with them.
Sure.
Although with a bit of work, maybe a little bit of research, you could probably find dealer, it'd be kind of tough. Spinewood sap is rare. But it could be done. It's tough, I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, you would have to ask around a bunch of
Looking for a
people.
little
You'd have to
equipper.
you'd have to ask around for people. It's not something you know off the top of
Talk
your
to
head.
some of my old buddies.
Spinewood sap is one of the rarest drugs on the streets. It's
Sure.
by no means common.
That's fair. Well, there you go. That's some crazy stuff. Does anybody?
Well, I suppose if we need anything else, we can always come. But I don't know if any of us need anything right now.
Of course. I don't have anything at the moment. But if you come across any interesting bits and baubles, I would be willing to trade, along with some gold to supplement it.
And she pulls out a different deck of like playing cards and also the hex totem you saw before.
If you're interested in these. And also, I'm happy to make pieces of art for you.
Oh, I want to show you this thing I made. And I'm going to pull out the truth gummy. I made this. I'm very proud of it.
Well done. I think, and she holds it, your alchemy skills could use some work.
Yeah.
But you are on the right path.
Yes. Approval. Validation.
And that's fine. Just encourage the drug production. That's okay.
Who knows? Maybe next we'll start making medicine.
Oh yeah. Sure. That'll happen.
All right. What are you guys doing?
What are we doing?
I feel like this is a good place to end it. However,
Yeah.
we can't just end it with me having no idea what you guys are gonna do.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna start exploring Mega Dungeon? Are you going to, I don't know what you guys are gonna do. You did most of your crafting and stuff today, so I feel like
I feel like we should go back to Karena's house.
sure.
The Nothok in the sewer counts as a cursed creature, right?
Nothic, yeah.
You could always just go and ask him for some of his blood in exchange for a secret.
I suppose.
So maybe we can head in that direction. Would you guys be okay with that?
I definitely want to stop by. Well, I guess we're already here. We can go there first and then head back to my home.
So I guess that's the next step, is to go into the sewers and look for Acor.
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 I am interested in
Excuse
finding out
me.
more about how this legion works.
His name is
Though it just,
Gorag.
I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way.
How the what works?
The legion.
Oh,
At the very least, if you
mean-
guys wanted to do legal work, we could always pick up more bounty hunting.
that's true.
If you didn't want to
Personally,
try and take
Anchor-
on a large corrupt legion that
Yeah.
controls the world.
No, just
But that's up to
just
you
think
guys.
about it.
Yeah, it's valid. They are a little messed up.
The Azarius Legion is just another corrupt organization in a world of corrupt organizations.
That's fair.
Alright, sewer time!
Sewer time.
All right, so you guys are gonna go into the sewers. You're gonna find Acor. Yeah,
Is that it? Is that where we're stopping? Are we doing that right now?
we're probably gonna stop before we do that, unless you guys want to do that tonight. We could probably do that before 12 if you guys want.
I feel like this is a good place to stop.
It is.
Yeah. So we can do that next time, and then after Acor, you guys are gonna go back to the house, and then
Then we can probably do some bounty hunt work, analyze our tarot card readings more, have existential crises.
Find
the
some
usual
devils.
D&D thing.
Apparently.
At level 4.
Love it!
Man, I wanted to be Star Platinum. It's a joke. It's a joke of reference. It's okay. Are we
Um,
done then?
Sure, we can be done. So you guys are gonna do okay. That's enough for me to prepare. And after that, I can just improv.
Have a lovely night.
Have
Everyone.
thanks for watching. Anybody that did.
I can't believe you're still here if you are. But there's only one person viewing, and it's probably one of you guys.
It's probably me.